that raised questions about who really was my opponent because of what appeared to be a strange tilt in the sources of his campaign funding. I want to share some facts with you here this evening that perhaps could be shared by some others who have been targeted apparently as I was in this primary and unfortunately lost their re-election bids. After seeing this column, I began to check the records and the Federal Election Commission report of my opponent for this year, which was available only for January and February, of course, and began to check the identities of those who had contributed to his campaign. And I want to let you know what I found. It relates to an organization called the American Israel Political Affairs Committee. And so before I begin to give numbers, amounts, let me first familiarize you with the American Israel Political Affairs Committee because it is not well known beyond Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., and your elected representatives. It is indeed a rather shadowy operation. And I want to not just try to describe the American Israel Political Affairs Committee, better known as AIPAC, and I'll refer to it as so from the initials AIPAC, AIPAC. Not to be confused, incidentally, with the term PAC, referring to political action committees. That's a different kind of PAC. Political action committees, as you know, are those organizations under the Federal Election Commission that that organize to contribute money to campaigns for federal candidates and others. But AIPAC means the American Israel Political Affairs Committee, not a PAC. Has no right to contribute money to candidates, therefore. But rather than try to describe it myself, I want to just read excerpts to you from newspaper reports that I discovered when I began to pursue this matter, and in the process began to realize that I had been targeted for defeat by AIPAC. First, the Wall Street Journal, June 24th of 1987. An article by John J. Falca, and reads just in part, refers to the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, or AIPAC, as one of Washington's most powerful lobbying organizations. And he points out in this article that according to a computer-aided analysis of 1986 Federal Election Commission reports, despite AIPAC's claims of non-involvement in political spending, no fewer than 51 pro-Israel PACs, most of which draw money from Jewish donors. I'm reading a quote from the Wall Street Journal. Jewish donors and operate under obscure sounding names, are operated by AIPAC officials or people who hold seats on AIPAC's two major policymaking bodies. continuing this article, the analysis shows that 3 of 7 regional chairpersons at AIPAC direct PACs, meaning political action committees, now those who can legally contribute money and do. 3 of 7 regional chairpersons at AIPAC direct PACs, political action committees, and 26 more political action committee chairmen or treasurers sit on AIPACs. That would be illegal. That would be in violation of the federal election laws. It would be in violation of what AIPAC contends are the limits of its own activities. And I continue this same clipping. AIPAC's formidable ability to mobilize congressional support is based not upon an appeal to American national interests, now get this, but upon threats by a special interest that has resorted to conspiracy and conclusion, unquote. That's a quote. Says Richard Curtis, formerly the chief inspector of the U.S. Information Agency and one of the plaintiffs in this case. The complaint, supported by more than 24 exhibits, this is no longer a quote, this is in the newspaper clipping, the report, demands that the FEC force AIPAC to register as a political action committee and disclose its activities. Such a ruling would hamper the effectiveness of the lobby, which operates behind the scenes to recruit support for Israel, the largest recipient of U.S. aid with $3 billion annually, and to oppose weapons sales to Arab foes of the Jewish state. Now that's from the Washington Times by Isaiah Poole. Just a couple more, because I'll bet that most of you are not familiar with AIPAC nor any of this that I am reading. This is from the Washington Post, November 14th, 1988, an article by Charles R. Babcock. It says, internal AIPAC documents made available to the Washington Post show that the group's top political operative was actively involved with pro-Israel political action committees, PACs, trying to help raise money for several candidates in the 1986 Senate.
In opposition to experimenting on women at Cook County hospitals, don't we need people to tell the truth about stopping grants to those on general assistance? The African American Black Caucus stayed in Springfield to July 18th, fighting those cuts. We also fought the removal of medical care for those on general assistance. Right, but they have not one vote. This district has been free of downtown influence for a very, very long time. Gus doesn't have to get permission from City Hall for what he wants to do or say. Those of us who have been in the fight for he marched when it wasn't
attract this fine program that will expedite everyone else in this country and in the Congress. But Gus doesn't duck issues, and when he makes a mistake.
You've seen in the re-election of Gus Savage. Gus Savage sits in a position that I don't think anybody has come close to since Adam Clayton Powell. You've seen all of the talk between real heavyweight politicians, I'm talking about the white boys, in Illinois and in Indiana, all about the new airport that's sure to be built. Most people don't understand that there won't be one nickel spent in that airport unless Gus Savage's committee okays that money coming out. There are more politicians who are black running this time than there's ever been before. We got the opportunity to elect judges, everything. And none of these folk are talking about Gus Savage and the position he holds. Many of them are talking about jobs and how important jobs are. But how can you talk about a job and not talk about a person that you know, if they allocate, and they've already said this is the start, $10.5 billion is the beginning of the money that they're going to put in the airport. You know full well if Gus is sitting on that committee, more than $2.5 billion is going to come to black folks. Now, how do we have hundreds of blacks running around saying elect me, and not one of them saying keep Gus? The reason that this theater is not, this church is not filled, and that African Americans, politicians, are not saying keep Gus, is because of a phrase that, a term that's thrown around, and it's anti-Semitic. Now, I don't know how many of you know what anti-Semitic means. I don't. But when somebody say that, it means nothing to me. It means very little to me. Because the same people that call Gus anti-Semitic has a columnist who wrote the other day, Israeli lobby targets Savage. Now, you're going to tell me that in a political race, a full lobby is able to target Gus. But if Gus says, you're a dirty rat, he's anti-Semitic. Now, all of our politicians and our community leaders are going to have to take a stand on this. We have the people who head even our NAACP, PUSH, Urban League, all of these organizations are somewhat intimidated when people start talking about anti-Semitic, and rightly so. And rightly so, because the people who charge you can bring down all kinds of weight on you. You can see that in this election. How can our community ignore the fact that they're going to begin spending $10 billion and talk about how many jobs we need, and you hear nothing
cannabis
about why
sound
we
like
ought to send Gus back to Congress? I'm back to the Congress. So I'm saying to you, they've improved on how they usually just charge you for being anti-Semitic. Now they've gone out and got a Rhodes Scholar. Now, I don't know what a Rhodes Scholar signifies to the black community. But I've never known one to do anything, although I do know who Rhodes is, and I know whose money that came, I know whose backs that money came on. But maybe it's significant that the person is a Rhodes Scholar. But when you brag to me that we have a black Rhodes Scholar, I wish you wouldn't present him with a handkerchief on his head. So I'm here to say to you, when it's in our own best interest, we should not care what anybody else says. I don't know of any association with any organization in our community from the beginning of Harold to the end that Mel runs was involved in.
That's right.
I don't know where he came from. And in the political movement, I've been involved for a lot of years. Therefore, Mel Reynolds can't represent the interests of the 2nd Congressional District. Mel Reynolds can't represent the interests of anybody who's been involved. He can only represent the interests that's against Gus Savage, not for anything that we're interested in. And I wish all of us would keep that in mind. Targeting you anything won't change your condition. $10.5 billion with Gus having a say-so over whether it comes out or not.
That was O'Hare Airport.
So protect Gus Savage, re-elect Gus Savage, and let the chips fall where they may about what people call it.
You can come right to it.
WIFTPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the school, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I am your host, Maze Jackson, right here on a Monday morning. Monday, September 19th. Seems like the month is flying by. It's going to be October no sooner than later. I'm gonna be going on vacation. In October. So put that down, Riis and Ruthie. I'm gonna take about a week off. I might be broadcasting from the balcony or something. But yeah, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Y'all, you said I'm dry.
Yeah, man, that good morning be like,
Wake up, Chicago.
Yeah, that's be dry. You know how you kind of like trademark something. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, like when you do your like wake up. I don't think we think of it as yelling, but we kind of think of it as a Maze Jackson. It's kind of like if you don't like it, you can steal. It's kind of like that. So when you be like, wake up, Chicago, wake up, world, it's kind of like, it's kind of like we know it's the Maze Jackson Show that's finna come on. When you be like, good morning, Chicago, how you doing there? It'd be like, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Maybe they agree with me, I don't know. But that early morning when you said it, it kind of like, it got us ready to hear, everything that you're about to say,
So I'm going to tell you, man, I'll be running around here hollering, screaming. Did y'all see the video I was just playing? Did you hear it? Did it sound familiar? So it's like, something's going on. Why is this mic the way it is? It sounds like it's
I was
back here. Like you back here.
Oh no, I don't hear cracking. I just hear like
not cracking, but it just sounds like, wait, you must put a voice filter or something. But anyway, I've been watching these videos here lately, man. I've been digging in the Chicago archives, and y'all not finna kill me. And it's like I be hollering, I be screaming, I be like, wake up. Like, did y'all see School Days? Mm-hmm. That's at the end where you be like, wake up. This Wake Up Chicago is a combination of that and Robin, what's old boy? Robin Williams. And Good Morning Vietnam. So it was like my own combo.
Right. And that's, right. That's what, like everybody's saying it in like the comments. It's just like that good. Like we know it's the Maze Jackson Show, action packed, full of facts, and just when they get to it, like I wipe the cold out your eye. You could be asleep, but as soon as you say like, I'm up. Okay, I'm here. So it was like a wake up call for us. Like, all right, okay,
like
let's
wake
see.
up Chicago, wake up world. This is the Maze Jackson Show.
Not at all.
I feel like I'm all smooth jazz, smooth.
Nah, y'all put a poll in there. It'd probably be like 99 or 1.
Yeah, but y'all be having me hollering. I think y'all just like this. You know how your kids, like I feel like y'all think it's like I'm a kid now. Y'all just be like, let's see if we can, be like peekaboo, be like, peekaboo, you'd be like, yeah, So I think y'all be entertained because I'll be about to have a nervous breakdown. I'll be leaving up out of here. My pressure be up. I done sweated out my shirt. I got to go turn the air on. Ruthie got to wear a Sherpa in freaking September.
Kids still say this provocative to get the people going. Get the people going.
Get them going.
That's it.
Well, you wake up. Good morning, Chicago. Yeah, I'm not gonna have me out here with my pressure up. And then y'all be laughing. I'm gonna be in the hospital somewhere. Y'all, let me tell you. I'm gonna be in the hospital. Y'all gonna be in a car parade talking about some Viva la Mexico. And I'm gonna be laid out mad at y'all, and y'all like, I got black people telling me, why you tripping? Black people, we commit random acts of spontaneous disruption, and you don't complain about that. I was like, are you I don't like when black people when you be trying to do your point, black people gotta defend everybody but yourself. Mm-hmm. That's all right though. Because I feel free, Ruthie.
Oh, good.
I feel like we were liberated this weekend.
From what?
Mexican Independence Liberty Day.
Oh, okay.
And so we're gonna talk about that today because it's been a lot. I posted. I've adapted. I don't even understand why we're still mad, but I'm gonna talk about that a little later. Like, I feel like Riis. Like, what you mad at them for? Like, you mad because they can do what you scared to do? That's all right. We gonna learn. I said I'm gonna be Bud Billiken all over this mug next year. It's Bud Billiken weekend.
The same thing.
But
listen,
the thing is, though, go ahead.
Nah, I was just saying. I said, y'all, I'm acting a fool on Juneteenth. I'm not, like, man, like I was driving and literally it was like I'm downtown and they was like driving in front of me 6 cars, literally on Randolph. I don't even know what the other street, but they just stopped and partied. I had to reverse downtown on a one-way street going the other way because they just stopped and started partying. I was like, yo.
Hey, I was on coming the other way, going outbound on 290 when I saw two cars horizontal across 290 and just stopped the traffic. And it was, and you know, like, so then, you know, you take 290, once they stop it, you just ride and you can see it backed all the way up. It had to go to Independence at least. I stopped at Western, but I could see it at least past Sacramento. But you know, don't you all are, this all right. One of the things that I'm going to start doing is I'm not going to have to say it. I'm going to just let people talk in their own words, and then we going to just, what you call them, Ruthie, react shows? We going to do reacts. We going to just react. We going to play the mayor's press conference, and we just going to react, right? Like, we going to just react. So I'm going to be ready to pause, stop, go. Ruthie, how do you feel about that? Because, like, first of all, do you know that I felt like I was racist for complaining about, like, do you know, I felt like this was like when the Irish people tell us that they were slaves. Although somebody did explain to me, they was like, the British didn't care. They was like, if you wasn't British, you was slave material. Like, they was like, yeah, it was just proximity. They said they started with anybody if you was not the queen's queen, they was subjugate. They was the epitome of white supremacy. Like, they was like, we the best whites, everything else is them.
We the best whites.
Right. And they said actually before us, there was no whites.
Who the best whites now?
The best whites now.
Everybody want to be white, but nobody want to be white.
I think the best whites now.
Nobody want to be white.
You could.
No, Irish people want to be Irish now.
Okay, but that's still white to me.
White ain't in. Me too, but it ain't in like it used to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I think that
over there.
if you see the judge or the police, it's still the same. I think the best whites right now are Irish, and then like I think Italian got like I think you know like a lot of Italian people be tripping on the Godfather, but I think the Godfather like permanently cemented white people like Italians as like. You know what I'm saying? Like that permanently cemented. Like everybody got to be a Gambino, a Wu Gambino, or right? You know what I'm saying? Like like every black person got an Italian nickname, right? Like if they was no, they don't. But you know what I'm saying? Like every black gangster is got a nickname out of movie.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right? Like Nas Escobar. Then they went to like Escobar is like this next wave of the Godfather, because that's when you went to the cartels. But the Godfather was like the original gangsters. Like that, like to me, I feel like there's a story. The Godfather is like the Bible. Like you can find the answer to everything from the Godfather.
Sometimes I get Irish and Italian confused.
No, you
Who
don't.
was the St. Valentine's Day Massacre people?
The Italians was the ones, and they killed the Irish.
Oh! Oh! Wait. Okay, so the dude, what's his name? The St. Valentine's, the person who was the gangster?
Al Capone.
Al Capone was
Italian. Yeah.
Oh.
But if you heard like a Mickey, like it was the Italian, huh?
Oh, like a Paulie.
Did you know that?
No, Paulie is Italian.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
Like,
Paulie Italian. Spaghetti, Italian spaghetti.
Yeah.
Like the Sopranos.
Yep. The Sopranos.
Okay.
If you got a vowel at the end of your name, like a O,
Valentino,
a I,
Nitty.
a E.
Got it.
Right? You
So what's some Irish names?
O'Kelly.
You
got a O.
Oh, got it. Okay.
You got a O.
O'Malley. O'Reilly.
Riley, right?
Got it.
Lees and stuff like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Maze.
Yeah, I ain't never really peeped like that.
See, gotta ask
Because we used to think white people was all white.
No, because we don't. Who can we ask that and not seem like we racist nowadays?
Oh, you could ask the Italians. You could ask the Italians and the Irish. They'd be like, we ain't them.
What's like? Because I never knew that.
But black people don't have conversations with white people like that.
I just asked Maze.
Right, and then Maze, and they'll write a letter about Maze.
Yeah, Maze racist.
Right, they'll write a letter about Maze.
Maze, what's the difference between Irish and Italian? But you have a very
Y
nice, simple
or
explanation.
an I. Right?
Thank you, Maze.
That's all I'm saying. Yep. If it's a Mick, like Mick,
Something.
Donald, Mick Nolte, Mick,
Uh-huh.
like you ever heard of mix? Like I didn't realize that was like a bad thing, but like Irish is like not like Mickey Cobra though. Right. Anyway, it's the Maze Jackson show. Yeah, so there's our lesson in ethnicity. And Polish is like ski. SK.
Yeah, like
I know
Polish.
Polish
Yeah, I know
ones.
Polish. Yeah, they got,
But I don't know
A bunch of
Ukrainian.
consonants.
they got all 26 letters, and they just make a
bunch
name.
of
And they
Wisniewskis.
just make a name. I don't
And they
mean
be
no
like, that, what that
disrespect.
don't say that.
I be like, come on, man. I can't read this,
Reese,
man.
look,
I can't
this is from Reese.
ZWQ. Come on, tell me what you
Stop, Reese.
You want me to say something?
This one, Reese was a maniac, like just
You
like
want me
Webb
to say
Prosser. Because, you know, he you know, they said, like, when they went down the list, did you ever have to read their names? Let me stop. I don't want to have no problem.
Polish. Did Polish people bring Polish sausages over here?
Yes.
Wow, I always wondered that.
Yes. But we perfected them.
Oh, naturally.
Good Lord, we perfected them.
And
Have you ever
change the name to Polar.
Polar sausage, right? Like as in polar. Like you
what's
always.
a polar sausage?
I want a polar sausage. What's right?
I said it's called a Polish.
What a Polish?
A Polish sausage.
A Polish sausage. I
That
don't
didn't
like
sound
the.
right, do it?
I don't like the kielbasa though. Like none of them. Like I only like like I like Scott Peterson. But who got the best Polish? Vienna ain't Scott Peterson.
House.
Nah, Scott Peterson got the best Polish.
Scott Peterson, too, but
Scott Peterson hot beef. Boy, you better stop. But I have a gout attack the next day.
as long as it ain't pork.
I mean, I make a Scott Peterson Polish beef hot wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, that's why.
Then you make it.
It's
That's
that bacon that's giving you that gout in the morning. You take that bacon now, you be like, you know what, Reese? I had one of them, and I did
No,
not
it's
have
actually
that. No,
But I will tell you, like I have to eat them bad boys like once every 3 months because it will be like if I ate anything else around it, it's finna be like
It's over with.
Dun, 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 dun. You notice I ain't
You
been.
just gotta eat
looking.
some vegetables.
That ain't it. They say that. They be like, just eat some cherries, man.
Eat
You
some
better get your
vegetables.
man, please. Let me tell you, I've been chilling just because it's been good not to have a. I usually have about one and a half a year.
You gotta wear your orthopedic shoes.
I don't wear orthopedics. I wear slides. Thank you.
Slides, yeah.
I wear slides.
Yeah,
Thank
the
you. Gucci at that.
The 2015 word that just.
And nowadays, if I ever had another gout attack, I'm going to buy me some Yeezys. I'm about to go buy me some.
Surprised you ain't got a pair, man.
You should just get you
Well,
some on deck.
so my son has the Yeezy, like whatever things that, and I'd be like, what happens if it rains? It's gonna be water in your
Some
shoes.
spaceman shoes.
Yeah, listen, I don't know.
But hey man,
Low key Yeezy, he kind of copied off a Croc
He did,
Croc.
but he put.
he put a spin on it.
and just said, you know what? Let me
I
make some space age Crocs.
I know. Our first time I saw that, everybody was like, ain't nobody went.
Yeah,
must be
exactly.
running
That's what
around here
everybody
like,
said too.
and now everybody running around.
Yeah,
here
I heard
like-
they're very comfortable.
I started. I think I'm gonna have my son come home. I'm gonna be sitting up.
You should
in
try his
shoes.
shoe on. See if you like it.
I was going to, but I bet you he probably got a smaller size. Do you know my son is like a shoe snob for real? So check this out, right? I wanted to get some Jordans, right? It's like I got a little spot where you go. And they got like all these Jordans for like, see, I got you. For decent prices. So I call my son and I say, hey man, I'm feeling dadly. Would you like a pair of Jordans? This dude's now me, Maze Jackson. Yes. What kind? What year? Which number? 3. What color? No thanks. Do they have dunks? Yeah, they do.
What was his rationale for saying no?
If Mason is like, if it ain't fresh,
Okay.
if it ain't like he will quickly tell you no thank you.
It's based on his style.
Yes, he like nah. But this, it's like, yeah, he was like, I was like, let me tell you. Conversely, Carrie's like, I never had a pair of Jordans. My mom would never buy me any. Did your mom buy you Jordans?
Heck, you know. Too many of us.
Reese, did Yolanda get you Jordan?
No, my father bought me Jordans until they divorced. And then I never had a pair of Jordans
bogus.
again. I
You
swear
so
to God.
bogus.
I'm just being honest.
Why you gotta do that?
I'm just being honest.
You
You
ain't
asked
have to
me.
put that part in
I'm
there.
just telling you, when I had Jordans and they was together, and once they divorced, I never had a pair of Jordans.
Then what happened
again.
after that?
I had a lot of pay less. And then my brother started working, and then he would buy me some Nike.
Oh my
and stuff.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
So then, hey man, we need to do like Reese. Like I really want to do Reese as a cartoon.
Oh my gosh.
Like I just want to do like it's cold in here today. Well, here's Reese's new solution. Look, what you really got to do is just turn on the air. Turn on what was it, Reese? The blow
It was
dry.
a blow dry. I'm telling you, change
Turn
your
on
life.
the blow dry.
Turn the blow dry on, put leave your bed. Man, change your life, man.
The house burnt up. What happened? It was a blow dry
well,
fire.
you know, and nowadays, if you cover up the back anyway, it's gonna automatically cut off because it need air to breathe. So yeah. He said, "I know. I'm done with Ruthie. I'm done."
It's so funny. Reese.
I'm telling you.
Okay, so no. Listen, if it was the end of the world and I had to put somebody on my team,
Reese is it.
Reese, please join my roster. We will survive. We gonna survive.
Oh Lord, that is funny. All right. It's Monday, y'all. So let me say what's up to my girl Ruthie Moore, we've been having a whole show here, but I ain't saying what's up. What's up, Ruthie? How you feeling today?
I'm better than Reese childhood, I guess. So
Didn't y'all say that's trauma?
That is
Don't make
trauma.
me really.
That's
not trauma. That
is trauma.
That is life. That is called seasoning.
But the difference between seasoning and trauma is what stage you at in your life. So he can look back on it and process it and be like, But some people,
that's just a little seasoning.
You know how many people? Do you know how many people who done went out and robbed somebody because they couldn't get no Jordans? So thank you, Reese.
Really? Yeah. Oh yeah. Like in our era.
I know people used to rob people for Jordans.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so thank you, Reese, for not robbing.
Honestly, that's kind of how I went to jail the first time.
Because you wanted for some shoes. See the societal pressures of material possessions.
Actually, it is true. Because my parents would never give me a pair of Jordans.
So what happened, man?
And I couldn't. We're not going to talk about it.
I think it's an important lesson because it happened to both of y'all, but y'all took two diverging paths. So I think that's a good. Black men need to hear these things.
Hey, man. Hey. And it was a pair of Jordans that was way too big, too. I wear a 9.5. Them suckers was 11. I was walking around in some 11s, like, and it was the original first time they had them, too.
Should have sold them and
Reese,
then bought
Reese.
you.
The game wasn't like that back then.
Okay,
You couldn't sell them to nobody. And you said, well, I'm supposed to sell some stolen shoes.
Man.
That the dude was in the building. And I just, I took the shoes from dude, and he was in the, and he's like, I was walking around in his shoes in the building. And it was like, what you gonna do?
They was being you and flopping over.
Right. They was, I'm falling down the steps every time trying to go walking, but I had me some Jordans.
That's like snatching somebody's chain and wearing it around.
No, I wasn't like that. I was like, I want those right there. Let me get them. Those. But you gonna let me get them shoes though? I don't care what you tell whoever you gotta tell whatever. I'm gonna need them shoes though.
You know what? It ain't y'all fault. It's Michael Jordan's fault.
He should have dropped the price.
Should have dropped the price.
Yeah, man. All right, in the building. Yolanda, are you here?
Yeah, she already said good morning.
Yolanda.
Her birthday was yesterday.
Yolanda's still kicking it. Is she still out the country?
Yeah.
Wait, y'all still on the beach, Yolanda? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Excuse me. Yolanda, are you still on the beach? You still having a good time? All right, well, this is the Mace Jackson Show. DJ Riis on the ones and twos. How you feeling today?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest, man. Had a real good weekend. Had some good sleep. I actually dozed off. It's like weird. Like, I really hate Sundays when the Bears don't play at 12. It's like a weird day. I can't even really watch football the same. I'm like really doing stuff. So I ended up like dozing off. You know, I woke up and it's like 9 o'clock. So Siri, Bear score. Don't need to wake up. They're getting crushed. Thank you, Siri. So I just went on back to sleep. Like, I didn't even need to. But yeah, so I slept, got some good sleep. Had a great weekend. Did a lot of lift. Almost got one person tried to take me home with her.
Oh.
Yeah, she woke up and she's like, "Are you coming in too?" I was like, "I'm the Lyft driver." She was like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I was just asking if he was coming in with us." I was like, "No, I'm okay. I'm keep on going." But
sound like a charge.
Other than that, it was good, man. It was good. It was a good weekend. Interesting. Saw a lot of things,
Did you see Stephanie Coleman backing that thing up?
Oh man, let me tell you, I had some fun at the Inglewood Fest, and then I thought I came late but I got there like right when the main acts came. Juvenile was good until about his third song. He forgot that this was like a block party. He thought he was right back, but it was a bomb show though. It was a bomb show. Like I knew. It. Oh yeah, I knew almost every song but two, because I was a big Cash Money, Juvenile fan.
So you use Cash Money or No Limit?
Cash Money all day.
What's your Cash Money No Limit?
504. No limit.
I was No Limit. I was No Limit soldier. Like that. Wah, 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 wah. But however, the very first time I heard Back That Thing Up, the very first time, Bourbon Street, New Orleans, me, DK, Jawan Howard, Rod Strickland, Clarence, and it is in the 1997, 98. Back That Thing comes up on Bourbon Street at the Essence Music Festival, and I BS you not, Cash Money was there.
Oh wow.
They were, because it was Essence, and it was like, you know how like you have a big festival and all the local people come show out? They was out, and we didn't really know them yet. Lord have mercy. Back That Thing came out. That man. But I'm a No Limit soldier. I thought I told you. Well, I can't even say that no more. Can't even say that because
I like the Inglewood Music Fest. It was probably in the top 5 most intergenerational outdoor concerts that I have ever been to.
It was dope.
So I felt very like, so I like Juvie, but I didn't feel like the people around me. Right? Like I think I was like a pop, like I like the pop hits. Right? Like the ones, like I knew the hooks. Right? But it wasn't like I wasn't never trying to get the words. Never. No. Not like, and then, like, so, and then I felt, so I turned into the old man. Cause then it's like, I need a project chick. I need a hood rat. Nothing up with that. And then a date that. And all the little kids out there singing the words, and I was just like, "This is the problem right now."
Well, that's what Riis was talking about. He think Juvenile probably forgot, because I got there pretty early, so I got to see like a lot of the local artists, and pretty much everybody respected the stage in the sense of, I did hit nigga, but I think I was like, okay, they probably let that one slide, but everybody else pretty much was okay about this is a family. I think he literally just got into it.
He drank a fifth.
And
if you listen to his first 2 songs, he don't even cuss.
Yeah, he tried. Then he started feeling it. Then he got a little.
Because he saw it. Because what happened, man, is when so I say, "Good morning, Mace. It's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm not gonna holler at you all the day." Then by 9 o'clock, they be like, Junior, like, he's hollering again. He's yelling again. Because then you feel the energy. And then with all them people.
That coffee kicked in for you.
And then you look down the block, though. Like, because when you're doing a neighborhood festival and it's on a block, and you can look straight down the block and you really can't see the end of it. Like, black people do festivals, but we don't do festival like white festival. Like, when you see them white festivals and they got 4 stages, and it be like, it just be a sea of.
Because, they like walking.
And I'm gonna tell you what. It's only so many people. You know, they be bumping into you too much. And them black folks be like, hold up, yo. Hold up. I know it's 10 million people in 3 square inches. Don't touch me.
Give me my space.
Don't touch me, dog. Do not touch me. Nah, but shout out to Stephanie Coleman. Good time out there. It was good seeing people. I finally met Inglewood Barbie.
Oh, wow.
She, I asked her to come on the show. She was like, I don't be just doing shows. I'll just be asking her. So I was like, you know, I felt a certain way, right? You know, I was looking like.
How old is she?
Oh, I don't know.
Is she young?
She is young.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, nah, she is. She is, but I think she does a lot of good in the hood. It was just funny to see, like, it's often interesting to see people that you see on the internet and then you see them in person. You know, and you just meet people. So she was cool though. So I wasn't even tripping. You know what I'm saying? It was just like you do know I'm Mace Jackson, right?
She was like, who?
Right. I was like, oh. So what is that show?
I ain't never heard of it.
That's a radio show. She do a lot. She does a lot. I admire that Club 51, where she go down under the thing and make she feed all the homeless people under her bridge.
I know you talking
all
about
the time.
Yeah,
like, and you pay $130, and I think we're gonna sponsor it one time at some point. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Maze, Riis, and Ruthie. Did we get the soul plane up? Let's get this thing up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away. On our way back from Mexico, i.e. Michigan Avenue, which was probably the largest concentration of, according to Chuy Garcia's poll, Hispanics. See, yeah, Hispanics. So, Ruthie, I have a whole nother wave. So, you know, when we used to talk about migrants and immigrants, we were talking about the dreamers, right? I think the Mexicans, Latinos, that the dreamers were from Mexico to me, right? That parents came here and lived here forever and are part of the like American establishment, right? Like it's just they've been here. I think that the category of immigrants, just like people of color, like and has expanded. And I'm not saying that it's expanded because immigrants have always been that, but our vision of immigrants has been the dreamers. And like the immigration reform was really about making sure that the people who came here from Mexico years ago in the first wave of undocumented or illegal immigration, whose parents were here, were now able to come out of the shadows. So Barack Obama opened up this thing called the Dreamers, which then morphed into immigrants, which made us all feel a certain way because, you know, they've been here all this life and now they got to be blah, 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 right? No shade. But that was our vision of immigrants. So now we're talking about this vision of immigrants that's this big. But now that they kind of fixed that or figured that out, like with the like when we passed all of these undocumented immigrants and all of that stuff, Ruthie, that was for the dreamers. Now we opened up a hole that everybody is exploiting. And so now it's not just the dreamers walking through that gap, through that get rid of citizenship thing. It is now Venezuelans, Guatemalans, blah, 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 who are walking through Mexico, through the immigration hole in your mind, because you got you thinking about, remember when it was those hundreds of thousands of people that would be marching on the streets during the Obama era when Ron was the mayor, and they just wrote, like, it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of, like, they would just be like masses.
For DACA.
Right.
With like DACA signs.
Yep. Well, guess what? That group is now the parade revelers. Because it ain't the immigrants that's coming on the buses. It's now Mexico. Like a lot of those people have now achieved their level of freedom that they were looking for because they've removed residency requirements. So what you see now is all of those people coming out like, man, we ain't got, think about, and I think part of this has to do with the fact that over the last 2 years after COVID, we removed citizen, right? We have, like, people are actually correcting themselves in Illinois, in Chicago, saying not citizen, but saying residents. Because there's no difference. And so I just want y'all to understand that. So anyway, Viva la Mexico, and I am, Ruthie, a lot of people, black people be mad about Latinos. Y'all need to stop hating and just lay back and enjoy it. Stop. What? What'd you say?
What you just said.
Lay back and enjoy it. That's what they told me in my comments. Like, we didn't kill nobody. We ain't hurt nobody. Ain't nobody shot. Get out, lay back, get out and enjoy the party.
I thought some stuff did happen.
Only when it's black people. What are you talking about? Did you not hear the mayor's Okay, I'm gonna have to play the mayor's press conference for you because you around here acting brand new, probably racist too. Anyway, did more migrants got dropped off in Chicago? I wonder, did they have trouble getting through the traffic?
Where this time?
Same old good old places. They coming. Ruthie, this is like the best troll in the history of trolls, even though they trying to call it every type of race. Like, Democrats are twisting themselves into pretzels to try and make this make sense. You said, you said you wanted a sanctuary city, and now you got to find a way to make it racist. And I got to tell you, to my vegan brother who had Eric Adams on our network as a pro-black brother, Ruthie, he sold us on the immigration joint. I'm going to play it a little later. He hit us with the we all.
Did they announce the DNC yet?
No, I can't wait till they do so he can snap. He gonna be like, get these, because you know in New York they have a right to shelter law, which means that everybody has a right to shelter. So they are obligated to find home for you.
You know, something else I read that I don't think that we really thinking about the impacts of is the impact on the school system. On the public school system in New York.
New York, we're going to have whole specialized. Just think about what they had to do for the Afghans and for every time we have a wave. I'm not even tripping out now. Because did anybody watch Gangs of New York? Everybody should watch Gangs of New York right now again. It will make so much more sense to you. Mm-hmm. If you think about this immigration, this is a wave. I almost feel like, and I'm going to talk about it later, like, are we even black anymore? Are we just Americans? Are we just Chicagoans? Ooh. Right? Like, are we black or are we Chicagoans? Right? Like, I think that we have made ourselves Chicagoans. They call you black, but you think of yourself as a Chicagoan, which is why we're reacting to some of these things the way that our white counterparts would have in the past. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. I started to stop the show today and just broadcast the last time of the Queen. Ruthie, are you? What? Ruthie.
Man, I ain't.
Do you find this? I'm
with her.
Wait, this is the Queen. Like,
the Queen of who? What's the Queen of?
Y'all didn't want to.
You know how unavoidable that coverage is, and I'll watch some of it just because it's a moment in history. But other than that,
y'all don't want to see all the stolen diamonds.
So this is one of the things that I do like about the advances that we've made in technology, because I couldn't imagine turning on the TV and having to watch stuff. Yeah, that is like mind-boggling to me. Like, I'm so grateful that we live in the digital age, because I can't even ever go back to having to watch something.
Don't you remember? You could turn the TV off.
Yeah,
you ain't want to do that.
I remember that.
I used to hate when the president would come on. You'd be like 2, 5, 7, 9. Now I love it.
The last one I had of that is September 11th.
Yep, that was me too.
And I said, I can't watch Arthur.
I can't watch nothing.
Not Arthur.
Man, they had for real. They had everything. Yes.
Like, come and I just implore the powers that be, if there is a national disaster that happens in America, protect the children by leaving the children's programming on the children's channels. Don't switch that to the planes crashing into the buildings, because then you take away parents' ability to be able to process those types of things with their children. They thinking they turning on Arthur, and they looking at the buildings come down and the people covered in the ash looking like scary monsters.
And the people jumping off face first. Arthur, that's so cute. Oh, I just think about,
That's trauma.
Turning on Arthur. This
September 11th. Like I think about how they forced me to watch it. I think about how they used to terrorize me with them color codes. Time about today we orange. Like, that's trauma from my childhood. Like, them color codes, that's some scary stuff.
I'm going to tell you what's trauma from my childhood.
What you got? When y'all had to duck for the nuclears or something?
Yes. When you thought that the Russians was coming every day. When you turned on the TV and they had the day after and they showed you what the world was going to be like after they launched a nuclear bomb.
So they had y'all afraid of the Russians like they had us afraid of like the terrorist people or whatever.
Man, the Russians, a Cold War, dog. We thought it was going down every day.
Was y'all afraid of Russian people that y'all knew, or y'all ain't know
no damn Russians except for Fritz. They used to have nuclear shelter signs. What's the matter? Why you laughing? Hey, man, and I don't like him being close in proximity. I feel a certain way about big dudes being around my wife. Like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you staring for? Like I feel like, okay, like, shout out to New Era Chicago. Shout out to New Era Chicago, who was on the scene. But, I feel like, white guys try to do intimidating things like without, but you can't do nothing about it. You got to prove it. Shout out to New Era. Yeah, that's the only Russian I know. That's for Danya, Mom. All right. Queen's last ride. Safety Act failure. Ruthie, they losing. The Black Caucus, the governor, everybody is losing on the Safety Act. That meme done got out of control. People around here talk about we finna go through the purge. Black people talk about the purge.
No, that's who I've been hearing.
Black people like, you see this? I live next door to this now. I do think that I see a lot of people trying to respond. I feel like the horse is out the barn.
Well, this what needs to happen.
What needs to happen, Ruthie? You giving them this for free?
I will.
Okay.
JB needs to look inside of his blind trust and put some money behind the counter narrative, because it's just very well funded. And I'm like, why ain't they narrative very well funded?
That's that lady screaming on the commercial.
You know why I think it's not well funded? Because low key, I don't think nobody can defend it.
I don't think, Angela Kilpatrick, I just don't think it's a simple explanation, right? I was watching Cam Buckner yesterday on Mike Flannery's show, Flannery Fired Up. And it's like there's so much legalese in it and technicalities that you trying to explain it make you be like, no, they be like, no, they letting them out.
And so I went down a rabbit hole and I just been listening to people talk about it. And if you are an elected official and you
open up the phone line, Riis,
and you're saying, well, people ain't read it, that's not a good explanation to the people. Like, because
that's just being like, you stupid.
Exactly. And that, thank you.
It'd be like, you stupid, and you
that's a poor position. That's just a free word of advice. That's a poor position to take.
That is the default position of the legislature when you question them. The default position of the legislature is, yo, dumbass, you don't even know what you're talking about, or you just being a hater, or they're going to call you racist. No, explain it to me. Like, so what? Because I'm saying I listened yesterday, And I'm not even tripping because, you know, Cam is my man. But I was like, you didn't do a very good job. He was like, I think that the Attorney General would do a good job, much better job explaining it to me. I was like, well, y'all need to get him on. Because I just need to say that the Safety Act, the Republicans are winning the messaging on the Safety Act. And it's funny because, and I just need for y'all to understand this, it's so jacked that Governor Pritzker is saying that they're going to run a trailer bill to fix it in the veto session.
So if you are ready, now that is the...
I want you to do this. Go ahead.
Because I've been paying attention just to the narratives and how the narratives shift. And now that is the maneuver now, is to say, oh, we're still
working on it.
We're still working on it. And when you think about like alcohol laws and related to, you know, the legal nature of that, we're still modifying those. So, but if you are, that's why I said there's not a well-funded campaign for a counter narrative, because you literally cannot defend it. So, and if you're already saying, all right, we see this ain't right, we're gonna go ahead and fix this, like that, you're kind of putting yourself in a position to say, y'all right, it's some flawed things happening in this.
Well, here's the other thing I feel like, Ruthie. If y'all could fix this in one legislative session with a trailer bill, why you can't fix weed?
Come on.
See, it'd be like, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later.
Come on.
Like, there is no interest in fixing weed. Just, it's not, y'all. And it's like, I'm going to go through.
What's wrong with it?
What?
With the weed?
Beyond the fact that we ain't got none, participation. But that's the plan.
Exactly. That's what they saying. They don't think nothing wrong with it.
But that's my point.
You feel me? They trying to say, what do you mean what's wrong with it?
But I'm
what's
talking,
wrong with it?
And so therefore, I'm talking to us black folks who running around here holding your breath when realistically, like, how you gonna tell me for 4 years y'all done got played on cannabis and they got enough financing to talk about safety? See, this is why when y'all be smiling, you can't get nothing. Cause you can't get nothing because they like, see, they ain't mad.
But you know what? Are we gonna talk about this a little bit more?
Yeah,
okay? Because I think we also gotta like talk about how this bill was passed and how
George Floyd.
Yes, that, and so but my thing is, and this might be the wrong position to take, but I think I feel like JB need to have black elected officials back. Like, because don't start.
He got Chuy's back. Stop.
But I'm saying, like, don't start pivoting now, talking about, oh, we gonna put the like, no, you need to have they backs.
Why?
Because
they don't have they back. Ruthie, why? Why would JB have what you niggas gonna do? What the niggas gonna do? Excuse me, I know some people were offended last week, but I really, like, real talk, did you? I told y'all this is why I'm not going to start. See, look, almost got me yelling right there. I'm not going to start yelling because y'all will do this to people again. To people again and again and again and again. All right, look, Riis, come on back to the clips. Oh, look, we got callers. How many calls we got? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up? This Cassandra.
Hi, Maze.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Maze. Ruthie, how are you? Can you hear me?
We can. Who's this?
Okay, this is Shar, Maze. How are you?
Hey, Shar, how are you?
I'm good. Look, I have to comment on the Mexican Independence Day. I heard that y'all were talking a little bit about it, but I was out there. Maze, it was disrespectful. It was completely disrespectful. It took me an hour and a half to get almost a fourth mile on Lakeshore Drive. Now, my issue is not the celebration. My issue is the fact that why can't they, just like every other group, have to pay permits, get a park, they celebrated in the morning, they did their parade, take it to a park, and then the police manage it. It was totally unmanaged, and it was unsafe. They blocked off 4 lanes. I was trying to figure out why traffic was so bad. I just figured, yeah, it's a lot of people down here, but that wasn't it, Maze. They were parked out there and parked across lanes on top of on top of the parks. They were parked on the sidewalk. They were parked in the lanes, and they were drag racing. Okay, they were on top of buses. Nobody's talking about that. Could you imagine if a bunch of black folks were just parked outside on Lake Shore Drive, on top of buses, drag racing up and down the street?
That's what Riis be doing on the weekends.
Wait a minute. No, man. This was ridiculous. This was a whole nother animal. I didn't have an issue with the celebration. I just feel like it wasn't managed well. And even the police officers out there, it was only a few police officers out there. And when I talked to the Mexican police officer, because I was like, you know what's going on? Why can't I get through? He had a nasty attitude. He was rolling his eyes. However, when I talked to the Caucasian officers, they was like, we need a new mayor. And then the decent, wait a minute. Oh, no, it goes further. So then I started to notice what was going on with the traffic patterns. So they were pushing them out the city. They was making sure that the metropolis was okay. Once they got them out the metropolis, they didn't care. And the police was telling me we're understaffed. Blame this, you need to make sure you vote. We need a new mayor. They were trying to be cool about it. But the thing about it, when I was trying to talk to some of them, because literally it was dangerous. If you had a loved one, they was going to die. You wasn't getting to the hospital because you literally could not get through. You couldn't get through. Then when I tried to talk to some of the people, I was like, can't y'all just park y'all cars to the side? Why are y'all parked? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. They were parked across lanes. No.
I saw.
And the girl just stopped.
They parked across 290, like horizontally. So if everybody was going straight, they was perpendicular. They was like, ain't this perpendicular? They was like a T.
This is what I'm saying. But okay, I got one last point. Okay, so now I could be parked on my street and get a dang on permit because my tail is hanging too far out on the corner. Now, this would have been a perfect opportunity since they make so much money giving out tickets. Why weren't they giving out any tickets?
That would have been racist and not celebrating our Mexican-American heritage.
Exactly. And I knew they were going to try to use that. But no, they could have said, see, this is when people just need to be right. Because if you're doing it for the right reasons, it's not racist. When you're being unsafe, when you're parked across, they were out of control. Okay, so when you're giving the ticket for the right reason, it shouldn't be a problem. You can't be parked across a main fairway. It was ridiculous. So that's all I got to say because I was out there, and I just don't think I have been through Lafapalooza. I have driven in Lafapalooza. Excellent.
They Chicago, said, "What about Freaknik?" When we had Freaknik, it wasn't like that. It was like that. Y'all wasn't tripping.
Hold on. Listen, too. Wait. Okay. Chosen Few. It was managed excellent. The what is that? The other one, the Irish one.
They said when it was St. Patrick's Day, they said when it was St. Patrick's Day, we didn't complain.
Too, but I was complaining, and you know what? It was so funny because every time I looked in the face of a black person next to me, they was like, "Do you see this?"
Is that the black people talk with no words?
You can say
every car that I looked into with Afro, they were all nodding their head like, "Could you imagine if we were doing this?" All right, I'll let you do your thing, but I had to speak my piece.
Well, thank you so much for calling. That was a great call. I appreciate you. Now, y'all know this would have got me fired. Okay, so let me just be clear. It is moments just like this that they tried to whack me for at the other station. Black people telling about their real-time pain and suffering that was happening. And do you remember when the Latinos they was assaulting black people? And they was like, shut up and be quiet. Just take it. Like, my thing is, lay back and enjoy it. Just lay back and enjoy it. until it's our turn. Hey, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Caller?
Oh, this is Pat. Hi, this is Pat Crib.
Hey, Pat Crib, how you doing, doctor?
Look, I was listening to you guys early on when you were talking about the white thing. I'm fortunate. I grew up up in the north side. I didn't grow up in Cabrini Green, but near Cabrini Green. Ramsey Lewis and I were buddies. The girl that passed, Mary Ellis, I knew her. We turned out a lot of talented people in this little patch of town over here that most black people didn't know about until some guys in Cabrini shot and killed a cop. Then everybody knew about Cabrini Green as being some kind of bad place. But I'm saying this to say this. When it comes to race, most of us over here, the old guys like me, we knew that the Italians at one time were considered black. And they had to work to get white.
They did.
But
they did it with gangsterism.
Well, they did it with a whole lot of things, because a lot of them, when they came to Ellis Island, their papers said they were black. And a lot of them looked black, back in the old days. Now, we knew this over here because we grew up with them. Cabrini Green, where they put the high rises, that was all Italians, mostly Sicilians, and blacks. I grew up just the way I went to school together. We went to grammar school, high school, same college. So what advantage of integration, one of the upsides, is putting a lie to white superiority, white supremacy.
I agree with that.
Because when you go to school with white folks, if you end up being the smartest kid in the class, it's hard to feel inferior to a dumb white boy.
That I agree.
You can't get away with that superior crap,
I agree with you, Patrick.
I grew up in the 43rd Ward. I still live in it's not 43rd now. It's the second Ward now, I think. I don't know.
So you went with George Dunn.
Well,
you was over there with Dolph.
That's 42nd.
Right. Oh, Patrick, look at you. You talking some old history for real. I know there's some people on this line, some of my older Northside Cabrini guys with Dolph and all them, probably like, was you over there on Rush Street too? You wasn't running numbers, was you?
So what now?
You wasn't over there running numbers, was you? Because I know them Italians on 43rd and 43 was over there with the 42, and they was doing that stuff over on Rush Street. You wasn't over there with them, was you?
Well, no, I wasn't running numbers, but my buddy's daddy was running numbers. but that was there's a whole lot of history, and even like stuff like numbers. They weren't the gangster part came in when the Italians came in and took it over. When the blacks were running numbers, it was illegal, true, but it was a business. It was a hustle. We couldn't do anything other than that. I had an uncle who ran numbers out on the south side, but these the same numbers guys were the guys that loan you money to send your kid to college.
That is,
things like that.
Do you know what? Go ahead. No, I'm gonna let you go. I gotta take another call and I gotta take a break, but I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay, but now I lived in the 5th precinct of the 43rd ward. I was always an independent. And I used to whoop them. I was just by myself in that precinct. I used to whoop the machine.
Uh-oh, you was a precinct.
So Patty Marlowe was the alderman at the time. So now, back in those days, if you were whooping them, they try to co-opt you, you know, so they offered me a job.
Did you take it?
Well, I didn't really.
You
no,
took the job.
You
didn't want the job, Patrick. I know that when you win your precinct, I know they'll give you a good job. I know a lot of people that used to win that way. Patrick, this is what we're gonna have to do, because I gotta take a quick break. I'm gonna tell you we're gonna have you call back. But Patrick, what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to get some of the old timers who knew what the real precinct captains like and in the buildings and won and did all that. But look, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, Riis, switch over though, because I'm gonna play. For the break, instead of some music, I'm going to give y'all mayor press conference. So y'all pay attention while y'all take this break. Look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. We got callers on the line? Callers, we'll take your calls when we come back. But I want y'all to listen and stop complaining about Mexican Independence Day, you racists. Enjoy, lay back, kick it, and enjoy the ride. Just kick it. Here we go, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show.
This Mexican consulate. This is such a wonderful neighborhood because it speaks of the diverse history of this beautiful city. So we are delighted here representing the Mexican consulate. Just to pass a message regarding the festivities on occasion of the independence of Mexico. I embrace fully the willingness of our community to get out there and celebrate. And in fact, I encourage our community to go out there and celebrate, but following very specific rules. Respect for our community, for our history, respect for others, in an orderly manner. I love the idea of having the city of Chicago painted in green, white, and red to honor our heroes, to honor our migrants, the migrant community, those generations that have been here, contributing to the history and the development of this beautiful city. So I encourage everybody to celebrate with respect, with pride, and show everybody how the Mexican community is an example, not only here in Chicagoland, but in the state of Illinois and actually in the entire country. So that would be my message for the community. Follow the instructions of the city officers. I thank Mayor Lori Lightfoot for her support, and of course the police department. So I also thank the Chicago Police Department for the collaboration in this task. Ahora voy a dar el mensaje en español. Yo quiero, hablo aquí en el corazón de la ciudad de Chicago, en el barrio de Pilsen, que es tan emblemático para nuestra comunidad, que es tan importante para nuestra comunidad y que es una muestra de la diversidad y la historia de la grandiosa ciudad de Chicago. Y me da mucho orgullo hablar aquí y agradecer a la alcaldesa Lori Lightfoot, al Departamento de Policía de Chicago, por su colaboración en la organización de estas celebraciones. Yo solo quiero decir a nuestra comunidad que se sientan muy orgullosos de celebrar a México, que es hermoso, realmente hermoso ver la ciudad pintarse de verde, blanco y rojo durante estas festividades. Los miembros de la comunidad cívica.
Mendeville, Good afternoon, everyone. And Ambassador Torres Mendeville, I want to say publicly how much I personally value your leadership and your presence in our city. Everything that we work on is to strengthen the bonds and the relationship between the city of Chicago and the country of Mexico. But also to make sure that we are strengthening the vibrancy of our Mexican-American communities here in Chicago. And for those of you who don't know, we will together be leading a delegation later this month to Mexico City just to further and deepen that relationship. I'm very excited about that, and I really appreciate you joining us here today.
Thank you.
We are joined here today to encourage everyone across our city to use common sense in celebrating Mexican Independence Day. We have to remind, and I think it's important for us to remind people that Chicago is home to one of the largest Mexican communities in the United States, and proudly so. We have almost 100 years of Mexican-American history right here in Chicago, and we wholeheartedly embrace and are proud of our city's Mexican heritage. Each and every year, Mexican Independence Day, as well as the days leading up to and thereafter, we see joyous celebrations by the Mexican-American community. This includes gatherings around our city with vibrant cultural traditions fully on display. And this year, like many years, I have personally participated in those celebrations. And I have to tell you, it's fantastic to see the community have such incredible pride in that heritage, going back many generations. But a word of caution. As with all community celebrations, they must be done peacefully and safely so that all can enjoy them. For those reasons, in the days leading up to this holiday, we've been working diligently with community partners and public safety officials to ensure such celebrations are in fact safe. Last night, no doubt, cultural pride was certainly on display, and we saw many people celebrating safely all over our city. But unfortunately, what was also on display last night, I think, diminished the celebration of this important anniversary of Mexican Independence Day. Some were engaged in unsafe and reckless behavior. Blocking major roadways, transportation to do donuts is not safe. Lighting fireworks in the middle of the street is not safe. Honking horns and loud music to all hours of the night is not being respectful to neighbors in the downtown and other neighborhoods. Causing traffic gridlock is simply unacceptable. I've heard from many people across the city in the last couple days and today. I've heard from residents, homeowners. I've heard from business leaders, but I've also heard from employees. And the message that they are saying is, we embrace our Mexican brothers and sisters. We want people to celebrate peacefully, but we have to do it in a way that doesn't negatively impact others. We've seen employees who work downtown are unable to leave or get to work. And some are just plain scared of what they're experiencing with the gridlock and, in some instances, chaos at corners. Our hospitality industry, which, let's face it, has had a very difficult last 2 years and is just starting to rebound, those businesses and those employees have a right to make sure that they can earn their livelihood, and it's unfair if we do anything to impede that. So we need to come together as a city and say loud and clear, we will celebrate peacefully and joyfully, but
we ain't celebrating. Why are you talking to us? We ain't do it. It's like when your parents line you up and be like, look, I didn't do nothing. We ain't doing nothing. We was going to work.
Unacceptable.
I'm sorry.
We have to say enough is enough, and we have to draw the line. There's no doubt in my mind, because I've seen it all over in Little Village, in Pilsen, and elsewhere. You can have fun, but you can do it in a way that doesn't impinge upon the rights and safety of others. We must have peace and tranquility. We, of course, want our city to peacefully celebrate Mexican Independence Day and our Mexican heritage.
Pay attention.
And we know
our
that
Mexican heritage.
out with community is a huge part of this celebration and the yearly traditions. And we don't want that to stop. But we cannot tolerate behavior that makes anyone in our city feel unsafe. That is just something we cannot tolerate. So for that reason, we are urging the revelers to celebrate. Celebrate with family. Celebrate with your neighbors. Celebrate in any way that you see is appropriate, but do it peacefully and safely. And for those taking part in car caravans, I specifically want to make sure that I address that. That means that you're not driving over the speed limit. You're driving at or under the speed limit. And it means that you're not blocking streets and intersections. And importantly, that you're not behaving in a way that allows, that you are behaving in a way, let me say it in the positive, that allows residents, tourists to get where they need to go in a timely fashion and to be able to do it safely. We encourage everyone to engage in safe, responsible activities with family and friends. That includes activities like the variety of celebrations that have been led over the course of this last week by community leaders, chambers of commerce, and others. But let me also be clear of this. This cannot be an excuse to discriminate or hurl racist rhetoric against our proud Mexican-American brothers and sisters, our neighbors. It should be clear that in this city and this time, we have no tolerance for hate. We have no tolerance for racism, discrimination as a result of ethnic origin. We won't tolerate it, and we never have, and we never will.
Okay, I got it.
So once
Is it me?
Behaving in a way that allows that you are behaving in a way, let me say it in a positive,
I need
that
y'all to look
allows
at this.
residents, tourists,
She about to call y'all racist.
to get where they need to go
Did y'all hear that?
in a timely fashion and to be able to do it safely. We encourage everyone to engage in safe, responsible activities
She's
with family and friends.
encouraging these car
That
rallies.
includes activities like the variety of celebrations that have been led over the course of this last week by community leaders, chambers of commerce, and others. But let me also be clear of this. This cannot be an excuse
Why does she
to
talk?
discriminate or hurl racist rhetoric.
This cannot be an excuse to discriminate or hurl racist rhetoric. To who? Who is being discriminated against, and who has got the racial rhetoric being thrown against them? As I was told this weekend, we didn't have no shootings. Nobody got hurt. If it inconvenienced you, so what? Get out.
Turn my mic on. That's not true. There was some shooting.
No, well, we ain't talking about that. You got to go to the Citizen app. They're not going to ever tell you that there was any violence in related to this. And God help us. Like, did any black people experience this at all this weekend? Don't look at me like I'm crazy, because I'm telling you, no. Because I complained, I spoke on this, and it was like people was already ready to call me racist. Let me really go back one more time so you can hear. Because if you are a black person and you complain about this, I'm sorry, they are going to try and pigeonhole you as racist. She just told you. Here we go. Let me do it.
Celebrate Mexican culture and heritage. Just a number of great activities that are going on in Chicago and in Chicagoland. And it's one of the things that makes us unique in Chicago. But it's important that we have to do it in a way that is respectful of our neighbors. And a way that we show that unity is by caring for the safety and well-being of all fellow Chicagoans in all neighborhoods. Thank you for your time. And at this point, I'd ask Superintendent David Brown to come to the podium to talk about what the plan.
This is the Mace Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Our mayor is telling us not to be racist. And I think that, quite frankly, I feel like there is I feel like the mayor be talking to other people like tolerate them for they just got a little while left. Right? Like there's only a little while left. The black people are a little upset right now. And I think she was talking about it just like be understanding. Hold on 1 second, Reese. Come back to because I gotta play one of my favorite clips. Cause I feel like that's how she talked to them. And this is how she talked to us. Hold on, let's go back. This y'all kids. Your playground closed.
Let's move on. Move on. Let's go. Let's go. You want to take this virus back to your house? Get your mama. Let's move on.
Hey, y'all that over 20, y'all that need to find a screw. You talk about go home, you go home.
Hold on, I think I missed that part. What part? Now my thing is, now hold on. Now this how she did our kids. I'm just sorry. That's how she did our kids, y'all. And now it's like, now we gotta be what? So was it racist? How did that work for us? Right? Like, now I know it's COVID. I understand it's COVID. But I am saying, like, they get to stay outside. They get to do their thing.
For tonight will be. Thank you.
Reese, let's go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson show. I'm going to play this underneath.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'm going to apologize for my raspy voice.
Call you on the Maze Jackson show.
What's up?
What's up,
What's
Devil?
up, Ruthie? What's up, Reese? What's up, bro?
What up,
going
Devil?
on, man?
What's up, man?
Hey, bro.
Viva,
Hey,
Viva.
man. Hey, dog. Hey, man. Why she talk to the little black kids like that? Oh, the views and opinions of the Mae Jackson callers are the opinions of those callers and does not reflect on the Mae Jackson show or the co-host or the host of the Mae Jackson show. Why she talk to the little black kids like that, bro? But
she can.
She was so respectful. Yeah, like, dog, if they are breaking the law, I mean, as adults, we know what we doing, man. So you know when you doing donuts in the street, when you setting fires, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's against the law, bro. You can set a fire and burn down the whole Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So why is she supporting people who break the law? But then when the little black kids was outside just playing around like kids, she was real rude and disrespectful to them.
Because we like it. Because she can. It's like, my thing is this. We understand that it is a different standard of how they talk to us. Right? And understanding that and what we accept. And it's part of the reason why I've been showing y'all these Gus Savage things and I'm not to be hollering. Because y'all not finna have me going crazy. Because y'all around here, we forget all of this. Look at how she is talking.
Hey, bro.
She called us racist for this madness. And there was 4 kids on the basketball court.
We didn't even do nothing. We play We Are the World. We trying to support our brothers and sisters. We organizing, you know, to get resources to help our brothers and sisters. And then this is what we get. So it seems like we're in a lose-lose situation either way. When we try to help, this is what we get. When we quiet, this is what we get. We didn't even do nothing. You had people that were scared to leave their houses because they didn't want to get caught up in traffic. Because if you know if something go down, it's just you. It could be a man and his wife, or a woman and her husband or whatever catching an Uber, and they put you out, and then what? You on your own. It ain't nobody you can call. The police ain't gonna do nothing.
Look,
it's not fair, bro.
Yeah, I was.
I mean, so
quit
what?
your bitching.
So what?
Quit your bitching.
Hey, man.
You look, man.
Hey, man.
They put a flag in the city last week. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, they did, man. Hey, man. Hey, dog. Hey, man. Shout out to Obsidian, man. Y'all gotta come out, man. Y'all, bro. The man played these Gus Savage videos. I ain't even know who dude was, man. We are on a black hamster wheel, black Groundhog's Day. Come on, y'all. We have to figure this thing out. We have to. It's really just us, and we ain't even. We not causing no problems for nobody. It's just literally us learning how to count and how to read, man. And finally, hey, thank you all for hosting us yesterday evening. Unfortunately, the Bears lost, but I think we can, repair the stuff.
Get him.
David Montgomery.
Hey, dude, that's enough of you. Man, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Did you experience Mexican liberation this weekend? I feel like we should stop complaining. We should stop complaining. Because I think we are really upset because we have been weak. And we like, how come they can? How come they can? How come they can? And the reality is, cause who gonna check them, boo? Who like I'm gonna tell you, we defend disrespect. Riis, bring me back up because I need to.
First off, I'd just like to
hold on.
thank the men and women of this department have worked tirelessly over the last 2 days, worked long hours, do the best to keep traffic moving and to protect the citizens of the city. I'd like to also offer my prayers to the officer who was struck in the face with a frozen water bottle, who's at home recovering from his injuries right now. I'll just give you a brief overview of what I've seen personally over the last couple days. We've had tens of thousands of cars, tens of thousands of people with creating almost total gridlock. We've had caravans in multiple areas of the city, from the north side of the 26th district to the southwest side of the 8th district. Primarily, our main and our biggest problems were in the 1st district.
Now, y'all understand why I be acting up sometimes? Like, I feel like them black kids right there. Like, y'all take care of everybody else. Everybody else can do whatever, and then you tell us move along. But I realize that the fact of the matter is, we just mad because the Latinos is willing to do what we ain't. They willing to take theirs. We be like, we gonna get in trouble. We is gonna get in trouble. And instead of worrying about getting in trouble, we need to step up for ourselves, man. Cause the reality is, ain't nobody waiting for us. Like, ain't nobody trying to. Here, let me let you hear y'all girl. Cause y'all will turn me into the racist. Is anybody on the live line? Did anybody experience? So I'm gonna play this clip some more, and then I'm gonna ask you to give us a call. 872-259-7474. How did you experience Mexican Independence Weekend? I really think that it was a display of power. I really feel like they came to the heart of the city and planted a flag and basically said, this is our city. It is our time, and we are going to take it. And I'm not saying that in a threatening manner. I'm saying it in a manner that it's clear that they was like, who gonna check me? And clearly the mayor is concerned. And you know why she concerned? Because Chuy Garcia just told y'all he got a poll. And so now she really got to double down on the Latino thing. But let me let y'all hear y'all mayor. I'm going to take your calls too. Give us a call, 872-259-7474.
Now we're happy to take your questions.
Thanks a lot, Mayor. Start off with Stephanie Casanova from the Tribune, and we'll have one question per reporter. We'll go down the line. On-topic questions. Go ahead, sir.
It's obviously there are a lot of ways to celebrate in these communities in Little Village and Pilsen, including today's fest. But it's clear that people seem to want to go downtown. Are there any conversations about how to create that space in downtown more safely?
A permit?
Well, yes, we've been having these discussions, but the truth of the matter is, and looking back, I think there were two dynamics at work. One, of course, was during the pandemic, a lot of the activities in neighborhoods like Little Village, like Pilsen, were really shut down because...
Okay. So you heard that, right? You heard that? You heard her say that a lot of the stuff was shut down during the pandemic, right? So this is what she said to us. Hold on one more time, because I just feel like this is just so... This the pandemic she was just talking about. When they was frustrated.
You want to take this virus back to your house and get your mama sick? Let's move on.
Hey, y'all that over 20, y'all that need to find a strip. You talking about go home, you go home.
We had to go home. So I just wanted to remind you of that clip, because she just got through saying, as she is making excuses, is that this was because of the pandemic. Let me get back to my clip, because I'd be like, can we put so much hypocrisy in one press conference? Ready? Riis, give me back. Go.
Conversations about how to create that space in downtown more safely?
Well, yes, we've been having these discussions. The truth of the matter is, and looking back, I think there were two dynamics at work. One, of course, was during the pandemic, a lot of the activities in neighborhoods like Little Village, like Pilsen, were really shut down because activities all over the city were shut down. But there still was a need and an urge, which of course we understand and respect, to celebrate. I think, frankly, the other dynamic was the anti-immigrant sentiment of the former president, I think, motivated people, because I was remembering today that a lot of your initial kind of caravanning in recent years was around driving around Trump Tower. So, look,
that was the white people.
I think that the message that we're trying to bring is
the Mexicans was voting for Trump, Latinos.
Certainly, we're not sending a message that says you can't come downtown. Our
Wait. Okay, did you hear that? We're not sending the message that you can't come downtown unless you pay for a $200 ticket. Remember they told the black kids no more downtown? Right? So, is it me? Why do I feel... This is why I be feeling crazy, because nobody hears.
Not sending a message that says you can't come downtown. Our city is open and available to whomever. The point is that, as with everything, there's got to be moderation. There's got to be balance. And what we want is for peaceful, safe celebrations that recognize that there are people who live downtown. It's their home. It's not just a place of commerce.
We live in a neighborhood too.
From a number of folks that live downtown about the kind of things that they felt like were intolerable for them to have to endure. And I have to say, I agree. Honking of horns into the early morning hours, lighting of fireworks, the gridlock. And I want to really underscore the point that the superintendent made. We have hospitals downtown. We have to make sure that they have a clear route in the event that people need to get to a hospital for treatment, or ambulances bringing people who need emergency care. Our fire trucks and our police cars need to be able to get through to respond to people who are calling for emergency services. So we want people to be able to celebrate, but move it on. Don't occupy the intersections. And the thing that we just simply cannot tolerate, because it's so dangerous, is the drag racing, the drifting, The other things, I heard a story of somebody having a loudspeaker playing music on the back of a truck and then stopping in the middle of the intersection, people getting out and having a spontaneous party. That's not appropriate, right? There are plenty of places and plenty of ways in which we can celebrate, but we got to do it in a way that is respectful to the place and people where you're in. That's all we're asking. And obviously people cross the line into legal conduct. We're going to come down hard on that because we must.
Sabrina, CBS.
Hi. My question is for you, Mayor, but also for the superintendent. Sure. I'm wondering if you can maybe outline some of the de-escalation tactics that police are going to be using for the next few days as the week goes on, because we've been getting some videos of some possible police officers telling people that they might fire a weapon at them if they don't evacuate a specific intersection. Obviously, we're not condoning this behavior. Our staff got locked in our office yesterday, too. But what are those methods that would be used this weekend going forward to mitigate that kind of interaction?
Well, why don't I start, and then the superintendent can get into specifics. Obviously, our police department, all the line officers have been trained in de-escalation techniques. And
when it's not when it's us.
We're not going to tolerate anybody acting in a way that suggests that they're going to use excessive force or illegal force on any person. So we want our officers also to be respectful, to engage in constitutional policing, but also to take charge of circumstances to diffuse them. If you see that somebody's stuck, for example, who lives in a neighborhood, who's trying to get to work, use common sense and
stop the traffic.
Be aware that
they'll run up on you too. Anybody can get it. Be aware of that.
Create havoc. And we've got to make sure that residents, employees who are going to work, that they are able to get there and get there safely in an expeditious manner. And I'll defer.
Particularly tonight.
16 and
right? We do large events, one-to-one or even a one-to-one or.
Priscilla, Telemundo.
Hi there, and just kind of following up on that question, we have seen a huge amount of people downtown. In terms of numbers, how many officers do we have patrolling the streets versus the amount of people that are participating in these caravans?
Well, as you heard, there are literally tens of thousands of people that are coming downtown. We're seeing cars and trucks that have 4, 5, and up numbers of passengers.
They was riding a backup.
We would never have enough officers, even if we had literally every single officer on duty to have a 1-to-1 or even a 1-to-2 ratio. And we shouldn't need that, right? We do large events downtown all the time. We do things at Soldier Field. We do things at Grant Park. We do things at Millennium Park. What we do need is cooperation from those who are participating.
Who?
To enjoy.
Who are those that are participating? Name them.
And respectfully. If we have that, we have more than sufficient resources to be able to accommodate the crowds that are coming downtown. It's that segment that, frankly, are very rowdy, in some instances drunk, and belligerent, that are causing the problem for everyone else.
Alcohol?
What we've seen is a vast majority of people coming downtown are celebrating peacefully. And I'm not surprised by that. That's my experience wherever I am in the city. But we are seeing that segment that are taking it to an extreme, pushing the envelope, stepping over the line. And it's for those people that we have to say, we're not going to tolerate that. And the gridlock in the neighborhoods is a real issue. As I said, I've heard my own from people that I know, people that have been contacting me.
They don't take the private road?
The fact that they haven't been able to get to their homes. It's taken hours. I talked to a restaurant owner today who said her employees left at one point at the closure about 10:30. Took them till 1:30 or later to get out of a parking garage. And they're now saying, hey, I'm not coming back downtown to work. It's too aggravating, and I'm afraid. Like, as I said, our hospitality industry took a massive hit during COVID. They are just getting back on their feet. We can't live in a situation where, because people aren't being respectful, they're going to suffer economically. They're going to have reservations canceled, or people deciding, you know what, I'm not coming downtown. It's just too much chaos and confusion.
They've already decided
so this has a ripple effect. We want people to enjoy our city. It's a wonderful, beautiful city. We want people to enjoy it. But with everything, there's a balance. And the balance and the commitment that we have to make.
Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Did you experience Mexican Independence Weekend? How was your experience? And are black people just mad? Like, I feel like y'all just mad because y'all ain't got... You mad? I don't know that I want to be out in the streets like that. I don't know that that's my desire. Are we upset because we didn't do it? Or are you just upset because the Latinos are doing it and you didn't have the heart to? Give us a call. Oh, why are you making that face? You scared?
Never.
You're scared. Go to church.
Mayor Lightfoot.
Go ahead. Come on, that's your girl. Come on, Captain Caper.
Mayor Lightfoot is bogus.
What? Oh, see, you got me hollering.
What? And she bogus because
I gotta know. I did it on purpose. Go ahead.
I just need her to keep the same energy for black people that she keep for everybody else. And I wrote down a few of the key words that she used. Like words like, I've heard. How is the mayor talking about some hearsay? She is a legal person. So this is very purposeful word choices. I've heard. No, you didn't hear. They showed you the video. The second thing that I would like to point out is Lori Lightfoot's hypocrisy with the way that she is handling this. Now, on one hand, how do you say things like, I've heard people were drinking and riding in the back of pickup trucks? If these was black people, Lori Lightfoot would be using the words, will not tolerate, zero tolerance, there will be consequences. Lori Lightfoot would have said, if there is anybody that parks their car in the da-da-da-da-da, you will immediately be blah, blah, blah. It is sickening to listen to this energy that she is giving. Now, granted, I understand why, though. And she alluded to it because she said if this was a 1-to-1 ratio, the Chicago Police Department would not be able to stack up. So I get it. I understand. But this speech that she gave, you are spot on, Maze. That speech is exactly what it looks like when you don't have control over a city. You see who really has the power by the speech that she gave. And it ain't CPD and it ain't Mayor Lightfoot. This is what it looks like when you don't have control. You use words like she used so that you don't offend the people who have the power. And guess what? If Lori Lightfoot would have used the words like zero tolerance will not be tolerated for the Mexicans, they would have been fighting with the police, and she know that.
Whatever's going to happen tonight, God help us. What happens when they start going after residents, going into the neighborhoods? Once they start trying to break down people's doors so they think they got something, or, we know.
Nope. Thank you, Riis. We had to come back. They be putting it. They know we like this one. But I just think it's kind of interesting, guys. Just think about how it was when it was us. Anytime we talk about we're under assault, anytime we talk about something happening to us, bring it back up.
And you've got them all pumped today. They're not going to go to bed at 8 o'clock.
These are the same groups.
They're going to turn their focus in the neighborhood. I got gangbangers
same people. This is how we supposed to be feeling. I felt nervous when this was happening. This is the same people.
And what do we tell our residents other than good faith people stand up? It's not going to be enough.
Thank you, Alderman. Next question.
Well, no, I want an answer. You commented on everybody. I want an answer. It's not something you ignore. This is a question that I have.
I think you're 100% full of shit. Is what I think. If you think we
no offense, fuck you. Who are I'm foolish.
If you think we were not ready and we stood by and let the neighborhood go up, there's nothing intelligent that I can say to you.
Well, maybe you should come out and see what's going on.
I heard.
Stupidest thing I have ever heard. I understand you want to preen. I understand that you think that you.
Mayor, you need to check your. That's
Good job.
Every single person.
Right now. No, you need to check your.
Hey, y'all. We've seen this response before. We've seen this response before. Ruthie, you sat here and gave us a visceral description of what it felt like to be a black woman sitting in that traffic last year. Riis, find my girl. Get the girl commercial. Switch over. I know you got to go to... So, play her.
And I watched that video.
What is going on with this traffic? Where am I? Look, I know these.
You need to tell me what you're looking for. What are you looking for?
Now, this case was litigated in federal court. The federal judge put in place an order. There's allegations that she has violated that. A federal judge put rules in place. It's for that judge to determine whether or not that was appropriate. I'm not going to sit here and second guess a federal judge or how the information related to that matter is handled. That's for that judge who I know and is very confident and I'm sure will be fair in assessing.
Over there complaining? The majority of our people.
Because
what do you mean? I'm sitting in traffic. I can't.
A decision in 22 months on this.
I just look. We got to fess up and we got to clean it up.
You have the wrong place. You got the wrong house. You got the wrong house.
We will and we must continue to say her name.
Caller, you are on the Maze Jackson Show. It seems like our complaints as black people in this city fall on deaf ears. I noticed that I haven't heard one person, not one elected official, speak up. Say this is not right, except for the white guys. Good morning, Cassandra Matz. How you doing, sis?
I am doing great. So, yes, I was caught in all of that mayhem, and it is just ridiculous. And, Ruthie, you are spot on with dissecting what the mayor has said. I was downtown for the IML conference, which is the Illinois Municipal League Conference, and then in the evening time, they have events and dinners and cocktails for us to attend. It started Thursday night. Thursday night, the parade or the gathering started Thursday night. They were shooting off firecrackers, bombs, whatever. I thought that was illegal. I mean, I didn't know that you can actually shoot off fireworks, as a independent and not have it regulated. They did that until 3:30 in the morning. No one got any sleep. So I figured since this happened and we knew that they were coming back, that the mayor would have measures in place to make sure that this didn't happen the next day. And lo and behold, all mayhem happened the next day. There was absolutely no law and order. We were at 150 North Riverside, and we had to walk from there all the way back to 720 South Michigan. And to be in that crowd and the anxiety of being in that crowd and your heart is racing because it was not controlled and you're walking and it was tons of people on the street walking as well as in the cars. Now we're talking riding on the back of trucks, riding on roofs, and they had open bottles of liquor, pouring cocktails, stopping and creating clubs where everybody jumped out of their cars. And like she said, they had big speakers and they were just going at it. And there were absolutely 5 cops on the street, 5 cops. And we videotaped the whole thing. And it took us 40 minutes to walk. It was ridiculous. We originally ordered an Uber. The Uber kept saying it was 4 minutes away, an hour ago. So nobody was getting through that, without some anxiety. It was ridiculous. And like I said, the officers, they were just shrugging their shoulders. And then when we run across somebody black, we shrugging our shoulders. It's like, we just don't get the same treatment. And when the unarrest came when the looting was going on. What did the mayor do? She shut it down. Nobody was coming into the city. Nobody. But she didn't do it this time. So this press conference that she had after the fact, talking about what she's going to do in the future, well, that didn't help her with what's happened in the past. And who's going to believe what she's going to do in the future? They were outnumbered. The cops couldn't do anything.
And they wasn't trying to. Thank you, Cassandra. I appreciate you. Appreciate you out there. Look, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Did you experience Mexican Liberation Independence Day? How did it go? I feel like sometimes when I was talking about this, I've been made to feel like I was racist. And so I feel like, hey, look, I think we might just be mad because the Latinos are willing to do and take what we ain't. You just mad because you won't do it.
Won't do what? What exactly?
Celebrate your liberation. Well, that's my point. Celebrate our liberation by
what day? We ain't got no day. What day?
Juneteenth, right?
Juneteenth. Talking about we
liberated. Here. We free. We shoot. I'm saying we riding. Let me tell you what. You ride. Let me stop. Anyway, go to the live line. How was your experience with Mexican Independence Day, the Liberation Celebration Weekend? Caller, you there? Hello. Hey, caller. How are you? Erica, Sister Erica, what's up? We missed you yesterday, but what happened? And I heard you. I heard New Era came to the stage and took care of some. I heard you put your original facial back on the other day. What's going on?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Oh yeah, we saw through and seen Carrie, and we saw Sweaty Man, but yeah, we came and showed the Queen some love. But yes, I was stuck in that mess on Lakeshore Drive, but I'm a little different. My situation was a little different because it was 3:30 in the morning, and I was taking somebody to the airport. Ooh. And these people had cars parked. The southbound, they had cars parked going facing northbound in the southbound lane. The police had them. The police had the exit blocked off still, and the snow clouds were still out there. And it's just like, how y'all still out and celebrating at 3:30 in the morning? Like, celebration is one thing, but black folks could never be out there tattooing and all this stuff. Everything she acting like she didn't see. If she come out that cage, she'll be able to see better and see what's really going on while she's talking about what she heard.
So I think that we just mad, Sister Erica. Everything I heard and the Latino brothers and sisters be telling us that y'all just mad because you mad. Why you mad at them celebrating? Get your own celebration. Why you mad?
And I am mad because we get over police, you know what I'm saying? Everything we do get shut down early or it's heavily monitored or whatever. Yeah, I am mad. They definitely displayed power this weekend. That wasn't nothing about that was celebratory. None of it.
That was power. That was straight power.
Yeah, definitely power. And they're just giving us a glimpse of what could be if she ever tried to, say anything different.
Man.
They were always feeling some type of way about Juneteenth and the way that we just rolled through the city or what have you. That stuff only lasted for an hour or two. They went the whole weekend. It ain't no way in him that they gonna block off Lakeshore Drive. I was just trying to go to the blue line downtown. I ended up having to drive all the way to here because I got on at 76. No, 7. Like I got on right there at 55. Then I had to turn around or try to do it another type way. It was just too much. At one point, you ran past on Rosedale and you don't see an exit until Fullerton. That's insane.
Dang, that's crazy. That is crazy. And I just think it's unsafe. Like, I just don't want the sisters out there rolling around like, yo, I was looking at the traffic and I just like, we not going. Thank you, Sister Erica. I appreciate you. Any other body on the line? Did you experience Latino Mexican Liberation weekend this weekend? What was your experience like as a black person? Caller, you there?
Maze.
James, mijo. Ain't that what you say?
Morning, Queen Ruthie.
Morning,
Brother Riis. Let's break this down, Maze. That was political, local, and community unity at its best. That's where black people are supposed to be. They got the Latinos in the police department. They got local officials backing their own constituents up, and the community is unified. This is the result that you get, and literally telling you, I dare y'all to do something. That's political strength at its best. That's when your city officials, your local officials, and the community is unified. This is the result you get. There was not one arrest made.
They made 7. They made 7. They made 7. 7.
Oh.
7 this whole
my
weekend.
bad.
They impounded 12 cars.
Okay, I get it. I get it. I get it. Just like you were saying about the black kids, Lori shooed them away, told them to go home to their mammy. But on the north side, everybody was barbecuing and walking dogs and throwing frisbees. She didn't chase them home. The reason Lori is saying what she's saying, you gotta remember, they had a little. They told her if you came over to Cicero to make a little speech, we gonna touch you. We gonna reach out and touch you. That's why she kowtowing down to the Latin community. A lot of people was letting that go over their head. They had some fun, Lori, and she was gonna come over there after the Adam Toledo case.
Oh, remember? I remember that. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, they said they were going to, hey, come on over here. We're going to reach out and touch you.
Let me tell you what else.
Down to the Latin community.
I also think that this, when you think about the timing, and I haven't gotten to this, but did you see that Chuy Garcia released a poll that says he was within 1 point of Lori Lightfoot? And he dropped that on Sunday, right? After this massive Mexican display of power. And after meeting with her. So here go my thing. Last week he met with her. First, the week before, he teased the fact, because this is strategic like a mug. So you say you ain't running in. 2 weeks later, you tease the fact that you might run, and then you say, well, maybe somebody should do a poll, knowing that you had a poll already going. Then you drop the poll right at the end of the Mexican-American celebration, which basically, while all the Latinos are all on a high and being like, look at us, and at the sense and the height of their pride, he's creating a draft Chuy movement. And right now, the mayor is sitting that look, and he got on pins and needles because he like, man, my petitions ain't due till November 28th. If I don't win Congress, or if we gonna be in the minority, I could still take you. So guess what? So even though she needs black people, they jamming her ass up, making her stand up there, right, in love with the Latinos, while every black person in this whole city is like, yo. And on top of it, it's the same time that the Republicans are sending the buses here, making black people stand up to defend what they know their base is anti.
So you said this pretty fast, but I just want to take it back. Chuy Garcia met with Mayor Lightfoot last week.
Yep. But 2 weeks ago, he said...
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, he said, I was thinking about running for mayor. At first, I wasn't going to do it at all. Now there's a 50-50 chance.
All right.
Then the mayor has a meeting with him.
Okay.
Then...
And this Mexican Independence weekend.
Right.
The poll come out. I looked up the poll company. It's called Nuestro Pact. And it is, Nuestro Pact is a partisan super PAC that mobilizes and turns out Latinos in key states for Democrats. So the poll came out. The poll really want him to run. So Chuy probably know the people at the poll. Hey, Chuy, we going to release this poll. We already got the results. This is what they say. We going to hold these results. We going to release it during Mexican Independence. And we going to get you... And then the news outlets are going to pick up the story, which is wild. Do black people use polls in the same way? Remember, we kind of talked about this before?
No, we don't poll at all.
Everybody got a concerted network built up. This kind of reminds me of the infrastructure that other groups have where their perceived local papers, perceived polling it's all really connected together to make the big news outlets pick up the stories.
Yep. And so this display of power. So yes, and don't get me twisted, because this is the same polling company that Fritz Kagi hired as well. Well, it's a lot. Like
Nuestro?
No, not Nuestro.
Oh,
it's the company behind Nuestro that they hired to do the poll, right? And so let me back up, y'all. The mayor is getting inside outsided right now, right? So the people that she thinks are her friends, i.e. the David Orrs of the world, are really allied with Chuy.
Mm-hmm.
So she is getting gutted from the inside. They're jamming her, making her stand for Latinos while she knows that she needs black people to even have a chance to win. But as we listen to these press conferences, although after seeing how y'all reacted to Tony Preckwinkle at the like, I saw the people clapping and I was like, she giving away your universal basic income to the immigrants that's coming in, and black people cheering for their own demise. But again, what's happening here is the mayor is being stretched out. But let me tell you what's really even crazier. Both black women of power are being stretched out, because Chuy was supposed to be an ally of Stacey Davis Gates.
And remember, data is to be used in whatever way you need it to be used. Yep. So I'm looking at the poll, right? This must be the this is the international part of that you was talking about. Yep. But check this out, y'all. It was 400 interviews done, right? Say 400 people. So, but when you look at the results, because the media is not really analyzing it in this way. So even though they have Chuy Garcia as very favorable with 21%, Mayor Lightfoot is 17%, but Dr. Willie Wilson is 18%. So he's polling higher, according to this poll, with Latinos than Mayor Lightfoot. But ain't nobody gonna put Dr. Willie Wilson's name up in the media.
They trying to minimize him completely in the space. And the funny part is, I was talking to an alderman, and they said Willie Wilson could win if it wasn't for smart black people.
Ooh.
If it wasn't for the smart black people, Willie Wilson could win. But the smart black people gonna be too smart to vote for a black man that look like their grandparents. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. We got a caller. Let's take the call, and then I'm gonna take a break, and then we'll be back. It's the Mace Jackson Show. What's up, caller? Caller, did you experience the Latino Liberation Week this weekend? Hola, Ovito. All right, let's take a quick break. Caller, you can hold on to him and see if we can get him when we come back. But Riis, let's do it top of the hour. Get you some sports news, weather, traffic. I'll be back after these messages.
The Mace Jackson Show will be back after this break.
The Willie Wilson Foundation and Urban Field Operations is having the first voter registration program since Harold Washington, and we need volunteers. Call Coach Al if you would like to register people to vote. Call 773-431-4664. 773-431-4664. This is Senator Ricky Hennon. Register and vote.
Urban Field Operation.
Final Explosion Entertainment.
Lay's Thrift Store. Andre Smith. Eyes Associates. Midway Coalition. This is Brother R.C. Williams from Williams Youth Service.
Marsha Fountain Images Design.
This is Daryl Smith. Keith Harris. National Black Wall Street, Chicago. Register and vote.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Wilson. I need you to register and vote. Many people have lost their lives in order that we can have a right to vote. So please, register and vote.
Call 773-431-4664 or stop by 2946 West Madison. Register and vote.
Sesame Street Live, make your magic. Experience the fun. Join Elmo, Abby, and friends on an amazing journey filled with surprises and spectacular illusions. Discover the magic in everyday life when Sesame Street Live comes to your neighborhood. Coming to Rosemont Theater October 7th through 9th. Tickets on sale now. For show details, visit SesameStreetLive.com.
Maze Jackson.
Tune in to the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 a.m., where you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. Plus, from 6:30 to 8, you can get us on WBGX 1570 a.m. That's right, it's the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them, Maze said. We out of here. Peace.
And now, traffic and weather.
Good morning. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 8:19 a.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area sports, traffic, and weather update as we head over to sports. The Cubs will lose 4-3 to the Rockies as the Sox beat the Tigers 11-5. In the NFL, Aaron Rodgers still owns the Bears as they fall 27-10. Let's head over traffic now in the Kennedy. Overhead to the loop and back will be 40 minutes in both directions, while the Eatons inbound from Deerfield to the Exchange, 43 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield, 49. The Eisenhower was an hour. Thorndale to the loop, 44 minutes out to Thorndale. On the Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan is an hour. Outbound is 33 minutes. On the Bishop Ford is 51 minutes. I-80 to the Dan Ryan, 35 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 25 minutes to the loop, 12 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Drive South, 55th to Jackson will be 16 minutes. Jackson to 55th will be 8, and it's 8 minutes solid on both ends on the north side. Today's weather, it is currently 72 and partly cloudy. Today will be a high of 75 with a low of 63. I'm Riis the Ruler. Happy Monday. This is the Maze Jackson Show.
Now I'm set free, at peace in the now I'm complete, cause all I ever had to do is just be. Just be. Lot of thoughts in my mind, gotta designate what to leave, what to take, and appreciate. A lot of people talk fly, but I levitate. Rise above with the love when I meditate.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Ty Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said. Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you could put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gonna sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. Sister, the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System, the milk is so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blago. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let us give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm concealed carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago. Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. You want to say, wake up? No, I'm not saying it.
Sounds so much better, man.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all like me running around here making a fool of myself for
Not a
black
fool.
folks.
I'm telling you, it's just like the
I'm
intro.
just a fool.
Sometimes it's
for
your
you.
intro, man. It's how you come on the show. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like you tune into that show and it's always that catchphrase, and no matter what.
Wake up,
like
Chicago.
If he ever if he ever do it, you be like, that don't sound
Amazing.
right.
Like, you know, when I be saying people, hey, they be like, okay, and you could tell them. I'll be like, May said. They be like, nah, do it like you do it. May said, no, that's not how you do it. You can tell them.
Okay, listen, man. Do you know how many times that I get blessed by the best? You know the rest. Like, do you know how? So it's like now that when I go outside now, I just gotta just be like.
Riis was so famous, he ain't halfway want to speak to me.
Right. Nah.
See, he said it. See?
I'm like, I'm blessed by the
best. I was like, hey, Riis.
Right to
Riis
him.
like, hey, you sing my, he said, you sing,
I spoke. You know
sing
how you
my
speak.
people. He said, I'm really not here for you. Yeah.
Oh, I saw Riis. He was being Hollywood.
He was Hollywood.
Nah, I was trying to avoid the Hollywood.
Look,
people knew
Riis,
me.
look,
I'm like, damn.
see, look, Riis done blew up.
You know, Riis ain't pretentious.
Riis big time now.
Nah.
He famous though. He ain't pretentious though.
Nah, yeah,
but he famous.
I had the senator stopping taking pictures with me.
See, look at how Riis.
They was stopping me.
Riis, they was.
Yeah, they was stopping me. Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
I'm telling you, it's Riis. Do y'all know it's Riis the ruler?
Man, as soon as they was like, "That's Riis,"
like they be like, it's like I tell you, I had to carry Riis bag. Like Riis was like, hold my phone, hold my bag.
Hold my bag. Can you take this picture for me, man?
Take this picture, yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, that is May Jackson. Cause you ain't know.
Yeah, I'm the photographer. It's Riis the ruler. So I have some things I want to talk about. Ruthie, red dress or blue?
Red. It's my favorite color.
Okay. Well, it looks like Dick Durbin is gonna get you one.
For what?
Riis, I want to see if this plays. No, it don't. Let's see if I can get. Why did neither one of them play? All right, let's do this. I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna have to go back into the thing, but yesterday, Ruthie, I was watching Meet the Press, and I gotta figure out. Hold on, let me do this. So look, y'all, the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Ruthie, talk to the people real quick. Let me get this Meet the Press thing together. But we are gonna be talking about the immigrant buses that are arriving in Illinois. I think it's important. And yesterday I was watching Meet the Press, and twice I was severely disturbed. And it was funny because, you know, Carrie don't be watching Meet the Press like I do. She does, but she, you know, she come down a little bit later.
What time Meet the Press come on? Like 6?
No, 9 o'clock.
At night?
No, in the morning.
On Sundays?
I mean, yeah, 9 o'clock Sunday morning.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Right. And so, usually when I am, So usually when I'm up and watching, you know, Carrie will come down and she'll, you know, kind of rub her eyes and, you know, be like, I'm here now. And usually I'm usually with the Meet the Press, I'm usually in a space where I am. With Meet the Press, I'm usually in a space where I'm watching or listening to what they're saying because I feel like they're going to do something stupid. they're going to say something stupid, or I'm going to catch something that they weren't expecting us to catch. And so yesterday, as I was watching Meet the Press, what time is it? Yesterday, as I was watching Meet the Press, it's not 7:48. I heard some clips that I thought were important for Black Americans, Black Chicago. What's today's date?
The 19th of
Let's see
September.
if I can get this to come on down. Let me see if we can get these clips. Hold on one second, because I hope that we can get them, because I want you to see it. I thought that's why I asked Ruthie what color dress she wanted, because Dick Durbin was about to get you in a dress, Ruthie.
You talking about Handmaid's Tale?
Handmaid's Tale.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
All right, yeah, you are. All right.
Blessed be the fruit.
Oh, look at you! You already. I
seen season 1.
Okay, Riis. I'm coming out of the switcher, so I'm gonna play this clip out the switcher. Not the. Do I need to unplug this, or it'll just come? All right. So I want y'all to pay attention to this clip. I want y'all to listen. And Ruthie, you said red dress.
Yep.
Okay. So here's Dick Durbin yesterday on Meet.
Just inviting trouble. Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers. And in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border. To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis.
Okay, hold on. So I don't know if I'm the crazy one, but I think you need to hear this one more again, right? Did they say birth rate low? That's why we need to bring the immigrants here and in states across. So we just need an orderly process to do it.
That's what he said.
Do them ladies gonna be wearing red dresses? Cause what you gonna do? Make them come here and have babies? No.
Inviting trouble. Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers. And in every walk
we ain't got no slaves
that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border. To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis.
Wait. What does he mean by there are people that want to serve this country?
The undocumented that are coming to the border. This segment was about.
So hold on a second, because is he saying?
Yes.
So he's correlating patriotism to
servitude,
to immigration.
Yep.
Don't he know that them people ain't trying to come over here to be proud to be American?
And they not coming over here to be your slave. But I just need for you to hear it. Let me say it one more time.
Wait, you got a little bit before that, because I hope that we missing some context.
We're not. No, we're really not. Like, I planned it to go back to in front of it, and I should have got the question. But the question was about undocumented immigrants coming and about the Texas governor dropping them off at the border.
So the question was not about birth rates.
It had
or
nothing to do
with
Ruthie,
nobody
it
wanting to
had
work.
absolutely nothing to do with birth rate. It had this was a Freudian slip. This was, what do you feel about these people coming to being dropped off? And it's like, look, we'll take them, but we need an orderly process. We ain't got enough. Did you hear this? Look, like, y'all got to listen to birth rate. So let me ask a question. So if you're bringing people who are not citizens to our place, to our country, because you say we have a low birth rate, right? Now, you just got through fighting for abortion, right? You like, we are the abortion capital now, the sanctuary. So as we even do whatever that is, as women make their choices, we are recruiting people because the birth, Like, I would have said if we just had a shortage of people. But when you equate birth rate, so now my question, Ruthie, remember to hold me down? So now you've got this group of people that have been put on buses that are now dropped off so that they can, have sex with the masters? Have babies quicker so that they can be employable?
That's really what he said.
No kid. So also, where does those people go? And what ward do they live in? And what housing do they occupy? This literally sounded to me like a replacement program. Let me play it for you one more again. Can I play it one more time?
Just inviting trouble. Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers. And in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border. Right. To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis.
Same show. Let me give you one more. Ready?
Border, more people to cross the border to make that dangerous trip?
No, not at all. This city has always been a sanctuary city, and we've always managed those who wanted to come to New York City to pursue the American dream. Let's be clear here. We've all come from somewhere. Our lineage came from a location, and the pursuit of the American dream is what we've all fought for. It could be done correctly by making sure people legally enter the country and we coordinate in a proper way. That's what we are stating. And I will always believe that this is a country where people want to pursue the American dream, and there are ways it can be done correctly. So.
That's Eric Adams, the black mayor of New York, who brought lineage into the conversation.
This is what it looks like when you are in the movie Get Out.
Let's play it one more time. And I'm telling you, and he got an earring in though. I just want to point out he got an earring.
This is not Eric Adams. This is a shell.
No, this is Eric
This is a co-opted shell of a person.
This is Eric Adams, who was right here on this show, who was telling us about his vegan lifestyle and about how he was This is the same Eric Adams, I'm sorry, that was just on Supreme Team, showing us about how he was the American dream. He sold his dope. And what's up, Riis?
Didn't New York allow unregistered voting?
New York is also New York. 30 days. 30 days you got to be in town and you can vote. They also have a so he about to run his. So he got to.
I've been saying now you're a politician, man. So you know So if these people are coming in at an alarming rate, like I have to say things, kind of like how the Democrats tell us things. You know what I'm saying? I have to say things so these people can feel safe. I'm here. These are the first people that's seeing me. I'm the mayor, so I want people to vote for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say things to appeal to them people.
Look at I done taught y'all politics. Now you should all take this opportunity to go back and watch the Gangs of New York. Okay? Like when I went to watch the Gangs of New York, I thought I was going to see like warriors. But it was about the immigration process in the 1800s and how they hated them, but they knew that they were going to vote, so they treated them like crap, but still got their vote and gave them the turkey. But I need for y'all to understand the black man. Do y'all understand? Do y'all know Eric Adams is like the black man who could talk tough to crime and point in the camera and say all the stuff and not be racist? Do y'all understand the gravity of this statement?
Can you play it again? Because I think we
missed it. Did we miss it? Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. I'm sorry. Ruthie, I'm bad. My bad. Take him out. Boom, boom.
Border, more people to cross the border to make that dangerous trip?
No, not at all. This city has always been a sanctuary city, and we've always managed those who wanted to come to New York City to pursue the American dream. Let's be clear here. We've all come from somewhere. Our lineage came from a location, and the pursuit of the American dream is what we've all fought for. It can be done correctly by making sure people legally enter the country and we coordinate in a proper way. That's what we are stating. And I will always believe that this is a country where people want to pursue the American dream, and there are ways it can be done correctly.
So how does the black mayor get to the point where he says our lineage is all like, this is Barack Obama telling us that we all are immigrants. See, this is how they then get to us all being immigrants. Did you hear him say it? And lineage too? Like, he just stuck his finger in a whole bunch of black people's eyes.
Is he Democrat?
Is he Democrat?
He good then. Can't offend us. He can't. Have y'all not understood that we can't be offended, y'all? So he said
he looks like them and think like he
look
like.
He says what he wants to say because that's why I keep trying to say to us. He knows black people are going to vote Democrat no matter what. So since I already got y'all vote, I need to get these new people vote that's coming in. I gotta get it. I don't really care about what I say is because I know you're going to. I'm black too. I know you're gonna vote for me. I know you're gonna vote for me.
All right. If let's go to the live line. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. Call it. You there?
Come on, Riis. Would you tell him? Would you please tell him?
I'm trying to tell him.
Don't nobody. You better sit your sick self there. You better go heal yourself. What's up? What your name is? How you feeling?
You hear my voice?
I can hear your voice.
LBJ told y'all granddaddies and grandmamas he gonna have Negroes voting for the next 50 years, allegedly.
We already had the 50 though.
We doing it.
We going for 100.
We doing it. We done made that white man so proud. And then we mad at these Mexicans for doing what they do. At least they ain't pull us up out the cars this time and then tell us and beat on us at the gas station. At least Cassandra was able to try to get through the traffic, Sister Erica, without getting harassed, right? The Republicans on Fox News, and I watch all the news, said they was concerned about the replacement theory. What is a replacement theory?
Why? Wait, hold on. They said they was let me give it to you. Before you, I'm just gonna add a little spice to your thing. You said, what is the replacement theory? Right? And you were called racist for it. Now, here is your U.S. Senator.
Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers. And in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border. Right. To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis.
Replacement theory. They told you was crazy.
And look, that code for bipartisan means, hey, Republicans, y'all got businesses, y'all got Hispanics working for y'all too, so y'all might want to go ahead because you know that the Negroes are mad at us. They mad at everybody, so they not gonna vote for us, and they definitely not gonna vote for you because you the boogeyman. Okay, so you might want to go ahead and push it through. And Ruthie, these Hispanics that are coming over here that are fleeing places like Cuba, El Salvador, Guatemala, they want to serve the country, okay? Black people are not enlisting the way that we used to, okay? Poor white people are not enlisting the way they used to, okay? Because 9/11
y'all want to be some damn socialists.
But hold on, wait. I don't think Dick Durbin was talking about military service.
No,
he was talking about
clean my house.
He's talking about the new worker class.
Yes, because our niggas have run their clock.
I'm talking about manual labor, regular labor, and also in the United States military. Okay, I said it when Ukraine first got invaded that we need to start keeping our eyes on what's happening in Taiwan and China. I love the geopolitics side of it. We need to keep our sights on what's happening over there, okay? So when people talk about, illegal immigrants, they can't vote, they will do anything that they can do, just like we did back in the day, okay, fighting the civil wars for our freedom, trying to prove that we are this and that for our freedom. That's all people want is freedom, okay? They will do anything that they have to do. And that is the first, because they're trying to survive and they're trying to make it for their family. And I understand it. I overstand it. But we have to be able to look at both sides and say, you know what? These Republicans, these crazy Republicans, have been talking about this replacement theory for a long time. Hence why they are so against abortion. Hence why now they done turn their back on, what's his name, Senator Graham, because he could come up with legislation, okay, well, because we're not going to do no abortion, period. We're going to do it up to 15 weeks. I understand that politics is local, but we got to understand that it's going to bleed down and it's going to bleed up when it comes down to these politics. It's check and not checkers. The Hispanic of all countries will be the new Negro. And when I say that, I mean that they will be used, abused, put in front of cameras to the point where the black plight doesn't even matter anymore. Hence, Eric Adams. And any other black person that's talking about an immigrant, who are immigrants?
We are. We're all immigrants. What are you talking about? We all immigrants, damn it. Hold it. You clearly missed.
More people to cross the border to make that dangerous.
Hold it.
No, not at all. This city has always been a sanctuary city, and we've always managed those who wanted to come to New York City to pursue the American dream. Let's be clear here. We've all come from somewhere. Our lineage came from a location, and the pursuit of the American dream is what we've all...
And he put your lineage in it, too.
Hey, one thing is for sure, two things for certain. Force and choice will never be the same. I love y'all.
Oh, y'all want to rhyme too? Come on, Ruthie. I see your furrowed brow.
I just can't take it.
What part can't you take?
Okay, so
you don't like
the National Democratic talking points. If you peep it
no,
now,
not at all.
It's all shifting to we are a nation of immigrants. Dick Durbin said it on Meet the Press because I read the transcript. Because I said, Mace, there's no way he said what he said. You got to be missing the context.
And virtually every other state, there's a desperate...
So if we all immigrants, can we go file for them loans and stuff like that? Like, I'm trying to figure
Nah, they don't got a black box on them.
I will check the other box. That's what I'm trying to say.
This is wild.
I will, with my name, I could check Hispanic.
These are National Democratic talking points.
Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers. And in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border. To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis.
More people to cross the border to make that dangerous trip.
No, not at all. This city has always been a sanctuary city, and we've always managed those who wanted to come to New York City to pursue the American dream. Let's be clear here. We've all come from somewhere. Our lineage came from a location, and the pursuit of the American dream is what we've all fought for. It could be done.
Who fought for who? Ruthie, where we fit in that conversation? Am I correct? Okay, somebody call Brother Sadiq up and call Cassie up and tell them to call dude up and get him on the show like they had him before he was mayor when he was the vegan king who eat fish now. He be at the restaurant with the Italians and the Greeks telling us we all immigrants because they got the most money, bro. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Anybody else on the line? Call. You on the Mace Jackson Show.
It's your boy.
Uh-oh.
Good morning, Mace Jackson. Byron here.
Hold on, Byron, I got first before we do this. I got to get your comments on this. I'm gonna play it for you real quick one more time. It's not that long. Then Byron, I want you to just give me your thoughts on our beloved Senator Dick Durbin because I know you can tell me so.
Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers. And in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border. Right. To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a...
Byron, what do we need Congress to do, man?
Well, we need more workers. First of all, is Dick Durbin, Tammy, and Pritzker, are they white supremacists? Yes or no? Anybody want to touch that one? Can you touch that one?
Wait. Ask that question one more time.
Is Dick Durbin, Tammy Duckworth, or Pillsbury Dubai Pritzker, are they white supremacy? Yes or no?
I would say that Tammy Duckworth is not because she's not white.
Or...
Okay.
And J.B. Pritzker. No, J.B. Pritzker because he was a target of white supremacy in another life. Dick Durbin?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, Dick Durbin is the son of immigrants.
All right. Dick Durbin is the son of immigrants. No, ain't none of them white supremacists, Byron. What are you talking about, man?
Well, the only reason I ask is because we go to the poll every time and vote for these guys who deliver zero for our community, right? So either they're white supremacists or we just dumb or we just don't have the information needed to vote correctly, right? Because that's all it's about. But I've been telling you all along. Let's get back to the workers. What's the unemployment rate in Illinois?
3.5%.
Any of them black?
It's 15.8 for black. It's 3 times higher for black people.
So can somebody go and tell Dick Durbin there's people there who need a job?
No, but according to him, it seems to me that what he is saying is they have gotten as much as they gonna get out of us. And so they got jobs that people, he said they got people who want to work. Negroes, y'all around here talking about y'all reparations. So y'all clearly are not planning to work. Y'all are planning on getting reparations and universal basic income. So in the meantime, they got to find somebody else. Because they done tried everything to kill the Negroes. That's not going to work. So they got to figure out something else. But I'm going to let you keep going.
No. You get this reparations again because they're making us slaves. They're making us slaves. So that means if you depend on the government, you can't think for yourself. You can't do nothing for yourself because you depend on the government. You have to vote what the government's going to give you, right? So you constantly will have to vote for them. If they make you a slave, you will always be a slave. It's time for them to get out. I always told you what the whole plan is to replace black folks, right?
They called that the replacement theory is racist. It's racist, Byron. They said that if you talk about replacement, remember when if you said anything about replacing, because remember they was like, the dude replace us. The dude will not replace us. Remember in Charlottesville? Right? And then they was like the racist replacement theory. And then when we talked about remember when they wrote the letters, the Latinos wrote the letter about me because I was talking about the remap and moving and displacement of voters, and it's really happening. And then Dick Durbin goes on TV and says that
trouble. Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate
that sounds like a replacement theory.
Demands for workers, and
with rape included.
Life that you can imagine.
Sounds like it to me.
More people, and there are those who want to serve this country. But we need an orderly process at the...
Ruthie, they talked about birth rate. Byron, I feel like they're going to make them people have babies. They're going to encourage them to have babies. And if you ain't with it, you're going to be wearing a red dress.
Well, I don't think it's about encouraging it.
Go ahead, Byron. Let me tell you something about the Hispanics. Let me tell you about the Hispanics, okay? When you see them in the store with their carriages, they have 3 to 4 babies. Telling you, these folks are Catholics, and I don't think you realize the polls are showing that lots of Hispanics are going over to the Republican side because they're Catholic. I'm telling you, that abortion is not going to work well for the Democrats all the way. Like that lady called watching the Fox News, there was, I think before the Hispanics were giving Democrat 80%, now they're only giving 60-something percent.
Right.
Of their votes. That's the poll. Especially those border states in Texas, they're all switching over. I mean, the last election, I think 2 or 3 of them went Republican. That was before Biden was in office. So now they're pissed our jobs because they can undercut us. You see what I'm saying? It's like lowering the threshold. And believe me, when you see this next election, there's a couple of Hispanic ladies from Texas. I think from Texas. They're all both from Texas. They're giving the Democrats a run for their money on the Republican side. So they think that all these Hispanics are going to be voting for them. They're going to be wrong. I'm telling you, socialism, where these people come from, they don't want it. We're heading that way, right? Give everybody everything until everything runs out. And to me, but my heart, you know, I didn't even want to call it today until that lady called and said something that triggered me. And I said I got to give it a little call. But we are voting against our own interests, and you mentioned it today a couple of times. Our black representatives and our people are voting against their own interests. And it's just that simple. We got to stop this immigration stuff. We just can't vote for the Democrats. For 50 years we've been doing it, and we got zero. And then if the 5% we vote for on the other side, if they get elected, we want reparations. After giving them 5%, we can ask them, well, you need to give us reparations. We've been demanding it. But Biden and that vice president, they don't even mention the word reparations. And all the time I hear on your show people talk about reparations and other shows, reparations. Kamala Harris and Biden never mention the word reparations. Neither are Robin Kelly, Dick Durbin, and those Black Panther and Davis. They don't mention reparations anywhere, except for on your station when they come to get your vote. It's all a setup for the overplay, man. You know it? You've been saying it every damn day. That's what I hate. I hate listening to this show because I gotta hear it every damn day. Damn. I just hate it. Help us, man. But you know what? I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of this state because this can go
you gotta take care of your daddy, right? Because your dad, look.
You know what? I gotta find a way. You know, I might have to pay somebody now.
No,
I don't want to be around here.
Byron, you can't leave you turn into a capitalist pig, man. You can't leave your daddy here with these people. You know what happened?
No, it's survival. I got to continue the race. I got to continue the race of Byrons. I got to continue the race, so we might lose one.
You going to Brazil again then? You going to fly back from Brazil?
No, I'm not coming on that because it get me in trouble.
You be over there. You be in Brazil practicing. Byron be in Brazil practicing. Hey, man, this is my man Byron. He is the vice president of the Phone Club. Let me play that clip for you real quick.
Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers.
Is that replacement?
Of life,
you had something you was going to say. Thank you, Byron. I appreciate you.
And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border.
People, you had come to another epiphany. You was over there. You done came to a bunch of them. Maybe you forgot.
I totally forgot.
I said it's replacement, and you said I don't think it's replacement.
Oh, yeah. I don't think the reason why they push back against the replacement part, it really is, but they can't call it that.
They call it the fill-in.
But you know that if you are not a citizen of the United States, you come over here and have a baby, your baby is a citizen.
All day long.
All day, every day. And it's not just... And
so we're going to have a whole new wave of dreamers, then we can recycle DACA.
But I do want to push back on something that Byron said, and it was about the... What did he say? The Latino women having like...
They ain't having babies
3
either.
babies, blah, blah, blah. Like, that, to me, that is a stereotype.
It is the truth. It is a stereotype.
Yeah, to me, that's a stereotype.
Latino women have slowed down on birth. So black and white people have slowed all the way down. So but the Latinos are not having, they still have babies, but they're not having them like we used to think of 20, 30 people. Now, though, because they've become more Americanized in the years that they get in, they start doing all the same American stuff, which is why I was asking, are we Chicagoans and not black? Now, if you take that, but the other people that are coming are still Catholic, are still coming from those areas where they still are reproducing. So, again, they're trying to get the population up, but it seems he's trying to get the population up for a servant class.
He is. He said it. And you know, but
you looked at the transcript. What did it say?
I pulled up the whole transcript.
And what did it say? Was I wrong? Was I wrong?
No, you wasn't. No.
What was Chuck's question?
Okay, so Chuck's question was...
You could just say I'm right. It's okay. You don't have to do that.
Maze, you were right. So Chuck Todd's question was... See, it was like a lead up. It was, do you believe laws were broken here by Governor DeSantis? And then Dick Durbin, he answered. Chuck Todd followed up by asking him, all right, Senator, let's talk about the actual issue at the border. We're getting upwards on average of, I think, 8,000 folks per day. We're already over 2 million for the year. Right now, I do not believe the federal government has the authority that ICE or DHS has, the funding authority to help move these folks to other parts of the country. Chuck Todd said, do you think they should have that authority? Dick Durbin said, we put a dramatic investment into our border operations, and President Biden has called for that, and we have supported him on a bipartisan basis. But I want to tell you the bottom line is it's cliche about our broken immigration system is the truth. Unless and until we come together in a bipartisan fashion in the Senate particularly, and once again, entertain a comprehensive immigration bill, we are just inviting trouble. Across my state of Illinois.
There you go. We need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis.
I blew it.
You was close. You just got to get the first part where it says across my state of Illinois.
Hold on. Let's get it. We're going to do it right. Go ahead. Wait, hold on. Dang it. All right.
Just inviting trouble. Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers. And in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border. Right. To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis.
When the slaves got off the boat.
But his mentality. So, and this is the one of the challenges with capitalism. I know I have to bring it up again because how is serving my country doesn't mean I have to be in the worker class. But part of the mentality of that whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps, just go get a job, nobody wants to work, was on full display. How is me working in a lower caste system, me serving my country? Dick Durbin got it twisted.
Durbin got it right.
He said exactly what he was thinking.
Exactly. And he like, this is why you can't be 75 years old still doing, because you be telling what you really think. Hey, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Anybody on the live line? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. What's up?
Hi, good morning. This is Katie.
Hey, Katie. Y'all should have seen Katie had her hair fly away this weekend. She had, the crimp? She had a crimp this weekend on her way out talking about, I got to go because I got to get, she's talking about some air conditioning. She had a hot date. What's up, Katie? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. My experience this weekend was I was shocked at the Lakeshore Drive, Gustavo Lakeshore Drive. It was heck trying to get home after a hard day at work, and so that was very frustrating. I said, "What the heck is going?" It was like caravans, and I was so happy that I wasn't going from the south to the north because it was really backed up. I did see the snow plows, and I said, "What's going on?" And this stuff was coordinated. I talked to my relatives in different areas. My brother in Tennessee, he said they didn't have all of that. It's a Republican state. And they didn't shut down no highways.
The Republicans have.
And all of that.
They have ICE out there.
I checked my cousin in Texas. He said they didn't have all of that. He said they would have shut that. He said it wouldn't have been allowed to happen, but they had a event at the Mexican Mall there in Fort Worth, Texas. He said they did not do that. They wouldn't allow them to shut down their highways like this. So it was a coordinate to me. it was a coordinated event. They meant to do this. It was planned. You can see, look at the flags. I've never seen such huge flags in my life. And this is not their first. It didn't happen yesterday. This Mexican Independence Day. It's been happening. I mean, it's been a long time. But it was a coordinated event to show their presence and their power in some states and in the United States. But yeah, I was inconvenienced. It took me a longer time to get home, and I was tired.
Okay, Katie. Well, I'm glad you got home though, because you know, some people be Ruthie around here getting ready trying to get us in some more trouble. Like,
I just don't. I mean, because if this is my thing, if Tucker Carlson say it, he racist. If a black person say it, they racist. So that who gets to say it?
Well,
who gets to say? If you use the word great replacement theory, that's what they'll catch you up on. But if you can explain it in a different way, maybe they won't catch you up on it, and then they can't call you racist. Because literally, I remember Tucker Carlson talking about this, and they're racist. Even the white mass shooters. Remember how they do the manifestos? They be talking about the great replacement theory, and people are like, ah. But so I think it might be the word choice. If we don't call it the great replacement, then maybe you won't be seen as.
I haven't called it the great replacement though. They remember when I was talking about it in the letter, they superimposed that into it.
But that's what I'm saying. That's how they counter you even being able to
count. This is all about counting.
That's how they counter you being able to even make the suggestion by correlating what you said with the great replacement theory.
So
anytime you say that, the great replacement theory, those three words are a white supremacist in the white supremacist lexicon. So if you say them, you're automatically going to be equated with white supremacy.
So what is this?
Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers. And in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border. Right. To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis.
Is Dick Durbin pro-replacement theory?
He didn't use that word. He didn't say great replacement theory.
So if I was to meme this or to turn this into like a thing and just ask the question, is Dick Durbin espousing the terms of the great replacement theory? Like, I mean, I feel like all of the white ladies that wear those Handmaid's Tales dresses, they dress up for the Handmaid's Tales every time they live on the north side, and they show up as the blessed fruit. They should be in front of Dick Durbin's house. Because Dick Durbin, to me, Ruthie, what that seems to me is Dick Durbin is like, we're going to bring these lower class people here. They're going to have babies for us to fill in. If they're serving babies, that's cool. But if you get a blue dress, then you can have you a baby too. The context of birth rate in this and bringing them here just makes me see like they're planning to breed them. Like, tell me, what conversation do you discuss birth rate and work?
I mean, you could see it as in like maybe not breeding, but if you bring another generation of people in, them people are going to have children. Their children are going to have children. So,
automatic citizenship.
You know what I'm saying?
Breeding.
So no. So
like if
breeding is like you got these people in a place and you forcing them to have
breeding
babies.
Is what they did to slaves.
Slaves, exactly. They're just allowing these people to come over here because they know that it's a good chance that they will continue. Because
but I feel like when you say we have a labor shortage,
correct?
Okay. We want them to come in an orderly process, and because our birth rate is declining. So, what you're saying? They just think it's going to organically happen.
No,
it
you
will.
Just, yeah, and
it
you,
is.
Yeah, you bring
well, why? But it's to me the same thing is it's the same thing with the Latinos. It's like it's organic until you become American, and then you stop having babies, right? You stop having 25, 30 babies.
That's cool.
And so my thing is, are they going to...
So I know we don't use the term anchor baby anymore because it seemed to be like, I guess, politically incorrect, but that is precisely what can happen. That baby is going to anchor you into American society because now
So we're going to have another wave of dreamers.
They're not going to be dreamers because if you drop that baby while you in America, that baby is legal.
What about the parents then?
That
then they're going to be talking about...
That baby is going to anchor those parents because if you notice, Dick Durbin, Mayor Lightfoot, most of the Democrats, they keep using the word families and children. And that's how they get your guard down so that you can't, I guess we do really got to find housing for the families. But as soon as you drop that baby now is going to anchor you into American society. You're going to have
And then they're going to be crying to say, and they're going to be saying, you can't separate the families again.
No, you can't.
So now they get to stay.
Elian Gonzalez showed us that, right? Remember he was up in that church for all that time?
See, man, it's all a master plan, man.
That's why I say, wake up, Chicago. Because if you just add that to, like, the clip I showed this morning of Gus Savage, the pre-Gus Savage, and being labeled and all of that good stuff, it's like, all around the world, same song. All around the world, same song. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. Don't name me. Keep on hollering. I keep hollering. They keep replacing us. And I just get upset. I was just thinking, Ruthie, it's stressful. That's why I told him I'm going to have to go to 1 day a week as a podcast. I'm going to do a once a week podcast.
It'll help your stress level.
I'm going to tell you, once a week podcast.
I don't see it.
Pal, that's exactly what they say.
You see it really
let me tell you what I see.
You love this.
Yeah, you do it.
Let me tell you what. After I was looking at these I've been in this Ruthie rabbit hole of these old videos, which I think are just so fascinating. Except for they saying this, I thought I was original. You know, I'd be like, I made that up. I'd be like, I didn't.
They've been saying that, huh?
They ain't been saying what, but they've been saying a derivative of it, right? And it's like we having the same fight from 1990 in 2022 as black people. Meanwhile, the home of the Great Migration just got a big, giant red, white, and green flag stuck right in the middle of it. They went straight to the heart of the city, put a flag down, and then released a poll to tell us why. I feel like it was coordinated. Like, I feel like after this, Chuy was like, now let me drop this poll so y'all could be like, who gonna check me, boo? And everybody, all us around here wondering like, dang, why we can't do that? Because we steady asking. Like, we steady asking. They just took their joint. Maybe it's, we be asking. You know, what you call it, respectability? This is what I feel like. I'm about to be unrespectable. Because there's just too many Negroes running around here right now that even as the mayor crisscrossed us, it's still, like, who are the black elected officials for black people? Tomorrow, I want to talk about that. Like, so here's the thing I want to do a map, but I want to talk about the black elected officials for black people. I know we got to go. So here's my thing. If you run so we just saw a ward remap that came out that said that we're going to making black wards with black pluralities, right? Which means that you can just talk to black people and win the area. Now, there are some of these 15 wards that can't. But I guess my question is, right now, how relevant is the question, do you support the right of undocumented immigrants to vote, a racist question now for black elected officials?
It is so necessary.
So now my question is, because let me tell you, there's going to be our black folks that represent 180, 90% black wards that are going to be telling us about something else. We have to start forcing the question. Look, everybody telling me about all the people that's running for alderman. So my thing is this. Can you please, as a black person, ask any black person that is running for alderman, where do they stand on the right for undocumented immigrants to vote? Look, y'all, it is a massive crisis happening now. They used to try and make it seem like I was racist. So now that it's really happening, now that you've heard Dick Durbin say, look, they're trying to that they need to recruit more undocumented immigrant residents so that they can turn them into voting residents. Think about this. All these people about to change the school board election right now.
Come on.
So you just got the right to vote in a school board election where your kids have gone to 1 in 4 black kids have gone to a underperforming school. And now you are about to bring in a whole new population, right? Not tripping. But this whole population, who focus you think they're going to work on? Not your damn kids. Nope.
El Niños.
Right. So now you think about that.
It might help our children because, with all this change, it might bring in the second language. So you never know.
Hey, Riis, have you ever seen how people treat? Have you seen how our children get treated? Have you seen how black people get treated in majority Latino situations?
What do you mean by like in school?
School, work, anywhere.
Yeah, all depends. I've seen both sides.
Okay. I would argue that 8 out of 10 times, if it is a black person in the minority, he will know he is a minority amongst the Latinos. If there is a Latino that is in a minority again while amongst black people, he will be welcomed. She will be welcomed. They will be part of the clan. As soon as they get a mass, and then it'll be 3 or 4 Latinos that'll be like, they'll be your example. But the reality is they have to talk their friends into not, right? It's like when your friend call you and say, I see y'all under assault. You come with me, I'll make sure you straight. No, tell your people, stop assaulting us. You come with me, you'll be straight. No, protect make everybody straight in your neighborhood, because I would never let you walk in my neighborhood and let people attack you. And I would be stepping to our people, not me. But that's the difference, right? It's like we have
that's allyship. That's the difference in allyship.
Their allyship versus our allyship. We will stand in front of our friend. We will stand the whole block. Yo, y'all, like you will inconvenience all black people for somebody outside of the network.
Remember how black people used to always, get in trouble for being like, the Latinos taking our jobs. But that's just what Dick Durbin just said. Ain't nobody want to work. We got a shortage of workers.
I mean, we say that every day on the show that nobody want to work. So we bring these people in that's gonna work and keep the
racist. I got a letter for this.
I'm just so
like the only people who cannot talk about their plight are black people. Right? Like you talk about black people, like what they don't want is, because right now everybody is benefiting off of what was created as this space, but now you can't let them Negroes talk about it, because if they talk about it, they might be trying to get what was theirs in the first place. Like if you know that if you eating on somebody else's birthright, and then you be like again, when you got a monkey, and I'm gonna say monkey, I'm using the word monkey, because when you got a monkey that will say this.
Border. More people to cross the border to make that dangerous trip?
No, not at all. This city has always been a sanctuary city, and we've always managed those who wanted to come to New York City to pursue the American dream. Let's be clear here. We've all come from somewhere. Our lineage came from a location, and the pursuit of the American dream is what we've all fought for. It could be done.
Our lineage. I mean, think about the gravity of using that language and warping it nationally. And then what's going to happen is it's going to be woke white people talking about lineage and talking about the Latino lineage to this. And I'm not tripping. Like, do you? But I am telling you that's
a sorry black man.
as a politically correct black man.
That's a monkey ass Negro.
That wants his job. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you. I understand what you're saying.
But I'm saying, do you understand? That's the mayor too.
That wants to continue to be the mayor.
And wants to continue to be the mayor and needs to go through the black community. And it's clear. And guess what? And she ain't, you right, Riis. She ain't got
they don't need to go through the black community because we have been brainwashed Democrat. That's what I've been trying to. So I don't need to impress you Negroes. I don't. Because I don't have to do anything because you're going to go up there and you're going to be like, I can never vote Republican.
But listen, it's the so the challenge that Eric Adams is having right now is the hypocrisy of him being like, come on in, migrants. But on the same hand, he trying to end the right to shelter laws because of the migrants. So how are you talking about, come on, give me your tired, your sick, and your poor, but you ain't got nowhere for these people to go. And you literally are trying to change your law now because you realize that the rhetoric that you are spouting does not match up with the available resources and it is not based in reality.
And that's why we've got to look, the federal government has to, that's why the mayor was talking about the federal government has a responsibility and give us the money. Like, yo, cuz, before you declare that you finna be a sanctuary city and you working it up, get a budget for it. Cause remember when I asked y'all, how much is this gonna cost? Do y'all remember that? I said, how much does this cost? And Hector Villagrana, the chief of staff for the chairman of the Democratic Party, says I'm racist. And first of all, I was flabbergasted that he would come on my page, on a black man's page, and say that I'm racist because I ask about a budget for undocumented immigrants because I know that there's a finite number of resources. Here, Eric Adams, here the mayor tells us, yo, we cannot afford all of this. We need extra money for it. But now I'm the racist because you can get on, because now it's okay to make up and call black people racist because y'all be letting people get away with all this crazy stuff. So now you can't even respond to people who are about to take your housing vouchers. I will get called a racist for saying replacement theory, for talking about counting during the thing, but your U.S. senator can literally say...
Across my state of Illinois and virtually every other state, there is a desperate need for workers. Our birth rate is not keeping up with our demands for workers, and in every walk of life that you can imagine, we need more people. And there are those who want to serve this country, but we need an orderly process at the border. Right. To do that, we need Congress to do its part on a bipartisan basis.
It is. Nah, of course Hector didn't get checked because we look at the stuff and then, it's like we all be like, I'm not going to say nothing. Like, no, he should have, like, my thing is, all of these people, the fact that white folks, Latino folks, everybody can come into our space, spout their opinions, say whatever they want to say, even as we can see what is happening, and nobody.
Say it, Ruthie.
We be down so bad.
No. Who's gonna check me, boo?
Oh,
well, just think about this. And here is the craziest part to me. We don't have anybody willing to stand up right now and say, I want a match. Every dollar we spend on people coming into this country, I want that for the people that are victims in this country. We look, they have given you the platform to advocate for black self-interest. I'm still waiting to see, hey y'all, can we place a okay, so this is why I'm going to do these ratings.
You got fired up.
This is why I'm going to do these ratings.
You was called.
This is why
he brought it back down.
I want to go through every state legislative district, every senatorial district, every Cook County district, and every ward. And if they are more than 50% black, I want to see what they do for, like, I feel like you don't need to be making no apologies. That's why I want to know, who are the black politicians for black people? See, you making a but who are, like, there's a lot of black people that go, if you live in a 90% black district or 80% black district, even if you're in a 70% black district, and you telling me about all when you get in front of black people, fam, your numbers don't say that. If you telling me about, we need to be finding out in this election cycle who are the black candidates for black people, right? Like your ward ain't got no big business interests. No, seriously. So if you tell me who are the biggest business in your businesses, if you in the 6, 7, 8 in the black wards, is the liquor stores, the bars, the lounges, the nightclubs, and the corner stores. What other businesses you got? So now, if you are caping for anybody but black people, I got questions. And I'm saying, who has to be embarrassed to say they're for black? They want to know what's in it for the black people. Like, under what circumstances should you be embarrassed to answer the question if you represent a black district on the status of undocumented immigrants?
You funny face.
I'm just saying, how many black people do you think will not stand up and say the answer?
How are they gonna say that? They still gotta go back and look at
You
JB. And then he gonna be like, you ain't.
So how do we make sure that your constituency knows that you are All Lives Matter? You are an 80% black district, and you trying to tell me that you can't say black? You got to talk about, man, go over there and talk to them. When we in the majority, we still act like the minority.
Yes.
Because Booker T watched this, not Booker T,
You talking about the boy?
Negro. Miseducation.
WEB.
Miseducation was W.B. Du Bois? No, it wasn't. Carter G. Woodson. Carter G. Woodson. Knock on the. You don't got to tell the black people go to the back door.
They gonna just
They
go.
just go. They just go. Okay, I'm through. I said y'all done got me fired up. Is there anybody else on the line? No, thank you. All right, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. Yes, Anthony, I am worried about my blood pressure.
That's why that Abby on Ruthie said.
He be getting hot.
Like I said, that's why it's so hard when you talk to millennials about, because it's hard for us to really believe. That's why we just vote our best interests. A lot of us
Y'all don't even vote. Stop lying.
Or that is because you sit there and we talk to people, they be like,
we be protest voting or destructively voting.
We be like,
Reese,
exactly, we do be destructive. We go against the odds.
I gotta be honest with you. I could understand that. Like, I promise you, I really wish. It's just like one day I just wish we could just be like, forget it. Like, no. Like, nope. Like, play big boy real quick. Cause I just wish
the African Americans I can think that are sort of like qualified and vetted, and people will say, oh, that's a pretty good pick. The one that is least offensive and maybe gets you the most because it gets you that Secretary of State appointment is Jesse West.
We have no insult level. And that's why Ruthie and Riis was laughing at me talking about some, he can't see it, because I love it. It's like, you heard that song Prince got, you need another lover like you need a hole in your head.
I've heard that saying.
You need another lover like you need a hole in your head. Well, yeah. Well, I don't. It's like I could do this show and my brain will leak out. And it's like, and I'm going to be Poe. So I
can't go nowhere. People want to look at you funny.
Right. Look at me funny. Like, look at me funny for asking about what they going to do to your kids. Because my kids going to be straight. But you worried about somebody else's kids, and the next thing we telling you mind your own business and calling you racist.
Move along.
Oh, no, y'all like that before.
Move along.
Y'all love that before. I be trying to tell y'all. So anyway, that's why I'm going to a podcast once a week, and I'm going to just be interviewing people. I'm going to be like, once a week, Fridays, sit on down. I'm going to be like,
this was your therapy. I thought this was cathartic.
This is what's going to put me in the insane fucking asylum. This is gonna put me in the same side. And after watching these movies this week, and y'all let these people die, and they was here, like they've died in my lifetime, and they died in a corner after these fights, and we doing hell no, y'all not killing me. Y'all will not. Y'all got me to talk smack, and if y'all do, and let me tell you, if Mayor Lightfoot is in the runoff, I'm not doing the runoff. Once a week, it'll be like in this week in election news. Like if after all these years and every example and everything that I've showed you, we still talk about some. Yeah, no, I'm not.
And the hits that you've taken. Because I think that's the part that.
That's the part. The part that I be taking the hits and people be like, "Ooh,
you take them and you keep going and you keep pushing.
Take a licking and keep on ticking."
But I know it makes you feel insane.
It does, and then I'll be like, people be getting rich off of it too. Like then everybody be running around like, cause white people feel guilty, so they be like, "Let me hire him, but make sure you don't tell Maze." And then the black people who got a plug from me, or got plugged or benefit, be like, "Let me stay over here," cause then they want to be the ones to avoid. No, fool. Your answer is, "I'm cool with dude. That's why he ain't kicking your ass." But no, you think, I can.
To acknowledge that would mean they gotta.
Because then there's a business though of avoiding the Negroes. I told you. There's a whole business in avoiding Negro solutions. It's how do you stretch them out? And you want to look at it. Look at what's happened with cannabis. If you read the story today about Michigan with 1,800 licenses and Illinois with 210. And we still letting them sell us the argument that if they put too much, the market won't survive. Ruthie, it's like we live in a place where they know we stupid. They know they can get over on us. And they know that once we find out, we ain't gonna do shit. You know, what's that? You ain't gonna do. Well, there it is. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. And I am your host. So for Maze, Ruthie, you got anything else you want to say?
Adios.
Ay, Dios mío. De Juan?
You know, I'm going over that with that.
You already a maniac like disciple.
Look,
Riis.
You ain't gonna leave. You ain't gonna leave me.
I downloaded my Rosetta Stone app.
You ain't leaving me.
Baby, I'm ready.
Riis already like 2 homes. He going back to his roots. He like
your mama has some foresight.
MLD.
Like, let me name my
she
son.
Said De Juan.
You know how we used to have to try to get like the non-black names? Your mama was smart. She said, "Let me give my son a black and a Latino name."
De Juan.
He'll be good.
He'll be good. Muy bueno.
I told everybody, man, I'm Blaxican anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Blaxican. That used to be my jam. I
thought it was Bitty Bitty.
What?
Bitty Bitty La Bamba. Ain't that the same song?
Bamba.
You know, maybe mixed it with that.
Bamba, but no
necesito
una poca de gracia. Una poca de gracia de mi party. Oh, y arriba. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Live. Give us a call every day. Every single day, 6 to 9, right here on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, I'm going to do it super cool. You can still tell them, Maze said. See, I'm cool, y'all. I'm cool. We'll be back tomorrow. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more